Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio. We are still spilling the tea and committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman, live, direct, it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
Good morning, Cayman. How is everybody doing this beautiful Tuesday morning? Happy Tuesday. We are on a hiatus with our friends over at Health City Cayman Islands for Medical Rundown Tuesday until February. So normally they take the month of January off as a break. So they'll be back with us February. So today we're going to be talking about we need a whole segment called To Catch a Scammer, because boy, I tell you what, more and more in Cayman, unfortunately, we are having we're getting such undesirable people, and they really, really think that they can come here and conduct themselves in a way that you would not on a small island. So I think it's so, gosh, it's so interesting that they think that they can get away with it, but not with us on the job. We're going to be keeping a keen eye on them. Trust and believe me about that. So we're going to be talking about one of those this morning, and we're going to give you guys all the details of what he has been up to and what we've been able to discover. And also, I think it's important for us to really try to teach the general public how not to get scammed, because some of you are a little bit too easy to be preyed upon. And so there is that consideration as well. So we got you covered this morning. So how is everybody doing? Bit of sad news again today, unfortunately. We have another one of our Caymanians who has passed away, Caymanian seaman who has passed away, and that is none other than Captain Paul Hurlston. I think he's a senior, and so our condolences this morning to his family. Paul Adolph Hurlston, Captain Paul Adolph Hurlston, my apologies, has passed away. So, wow. I heard it yesterday and I thought, oh my goodness, another one. Born in 1931. He was really up there in age as well, but by all accounts, lived a really good life. So, really unfortunate. Yep, we're losing. Somebody said, man, we're losing so many seamen. We are indeed, because they're quite, I don't know who the youngest seaman registered is, but a lot of them are really getting up there in age now. So yeah, my sweet. This reminds me that if you have a seaman, a senior, anyone over 60 really, that you think would be a great person to interview for Cayman Voices. And of course, our news segment, I think sometimes these two will overlap a little bit. Our new show, which is Who You Fa, which we're going to launch, our history and culture show here in 2026. The other day I said 2027. I skipped a whole year, so I got to be careful. Please reach out to us, because I know, for example, Captain Paul Hurlston was one of those people that we were trying to get an interview with, and for whatever reason, it just never worked out. And so even from the perspective of the family, it's such a treasure to be able to have those interviews that you can archive as part of your own family history. So, reach out to us. The whole idea behind this project is that we are losing a certain caliber of Caymanians, caliber in the sense of just generation of Caymanians. And once they're gone, their stories, how they grew up, their memories, everything is gone with them. And so we want to capture those. And some of you might be thinking, oh, it has to be someone who, invented the spaceship for the Cayman Islands. And I'm like, no, anyone really. Some people have more interesting stories than others, obviously, but contact me. You'd be surprised at what we can flush out from your loved ones. Some people are very, very difficult to interview. Like, they don't talk. So it's like 5 minutes in, I'm struggling, but I still a lot of times can get quite a bit out of our seniors because, a lot of them don't really like to talk about themselves. But once they get started, we normally can get a full length interview. And they share so much. And it's so interesting how our forefathers, meaning women, of course, and men, have really sacrificed to get us where we are here today. And Caymanians grew up poor. The one consistent story that I get when I listen to these stories is how incredibly poor we were as a country. And to see how we've come so far, quite frankly, in terms of material wealth, but yet the younger generation don't appreciate that. So when I hear them talk about housing and jobs and all these things, I think to myself, that's interesting. Because when I interview your grandparents, they're talking about the same issues of how they had to go to Nicaragua, they had to go to Honduras, they had to go on ships halfway around the world in order to be able to find a living. And Caymanians sit here. We're not going anywhere anymore, really. Well, some of us are not. And we're like, well, we don't want to go anywhere. We must find jobs in our country. We don't understand that our forefathers had to make a lot of sacrifices to even get us where we are now. And there's no such thing as a free meal, quite frankly. And there will always be things that if you want to elevate yourself in life, that you're going to have to be willing to do. And yes, sometimes that means, going abroad for a season. Of course, I also quite rightly understand that this is our country. And so if the country itself is going to be applauded as a success, then we most certainly need to be part and parcel and the core of that success story. I get it. It's complicated. It's not linear. It's not one-dimensional. It is quite a complicated story that we have as a people. But I think that a lot of times we have forgotten where we have come from. We've forgotten, what our people have gone through historically. And those stories, this is exactly why those interviews are so critical and those stories are so important, so that we don't forget. So yes, we'll continue to do those interviews, and I encourage you to reach out to me directly so that we can arrange one with your loved ones. And there's been so many amazing ones. And of course, from a personal perspective, the ones that I find the most interesting are women, because, they have been so supportive of the, they have been so supportive of the men, and they were really the backbone of the families. So when the men were abroad and doing, bringing in the money, the women were also here playing a very integral part of our success, survival, first of all, and then success stories, because they were keeping families going. They were raising your children. And I can tell you that if you didn't have that, what a hot mess. So people like Miss, I'm going to re-air her episode, actually. Miss Elrita Seymour, I was really, really pleased to have gotten the opportunity to interview her. And again, she never really wanted to be interviewed. And I had to kind of explain it to her in terms of how it worked. And then she said, oh, okay, that's all I have to do. And I said, yeah, literally all you have to do is talk to me. There's really, not much else to it. And not for nothing, but I'm easy to talk to. People talk to me every day about all sorts of different things. So I've got an interview with her. The most recent one, Miss Virginia. I've got, Miss Berna. Oh my God, I can't wait to get Miss Berna's episode finalized for airing. That's probably going to be one of the new ones that you'll definitely see in the new year on CMR TV. So tune in, but let's build this archival history together of all of our forefathers. I think most of you have my personal number by now. Half of Cayman has it. By the way, speaking of my number, I made an announcement on some months ago that we had a young lady who was assisting us with social media management. She took maternity leave and she's been busy being a full-time mom, so she hasn't really come back. So we've had to sort of absorb some of those responsibilities again. And what that means is if you message me on these social media channels, which there's a lot of them, Instagram, TikTok, and all these other ones, don't expect a response. You're not going to get one because I'm simply not reading the messages. I don't have time. But I have included automated messages for you to contact me directly with whatever it is that you're trying to reach me about. So the vast majority of you are reaching out about things like, lost watches. Oh my gosh. This week alone, last couple of days, we've had like 3 lost watches. Oh, this thing behind me again. Hold on. And I'm just like, what's up with you guys in your smartwatches? I don't know. Hold on. My computer monitor. I think I've accidentally turned it off here. 1 second. My computer monitor and the monitor behind me are both Samsung devices. So turning and messing with the one behind me sometimes messes with my actual computer monitor. All right, let me try to fix this again. This happened yesterday. I don't know. Somehow settings, graphic. The picture mode has changed. Okay, let me go back to, and every time I touch it, it's messing with. Let me see here now. Oops. It's messing with the monitor in front of me. Yes. Which is very different. Okay, that's not it. There we go. Okay. I don't know why it keeps changing. Strange. Okay. So, yes, good morning. I should be on the radio, Sarah. Let's double check, but I should be there. I haven't had any other complaints about that. So yes, we're still on the radio. 2026 is the year that we are manifesting our own radio station. And God's willing, that is going to happen sooner rather than later. But yeah, we should still be on Bobo. Let me double check. Nothing has changed as far as I know. Let me just see. To
our first patient.
Oh, Lord. Of course we're not.
Really exciting.
Let me see if I can reconnect it.
So that was my friend's daughter. Yes.
So they have this British stuff that kicks in. It's the bane of my. Let's just say that it's extremely annoying when it happens. And for some reason, that means that it did not pick up that we were actually online, which we were. So let's try to play some music and see if we can get it to kick back in. I don't know, because I think Dave's actually on vacation, which means if he's not there, it probably may not happen today. Nobody else mentioned it, though. Isn't that weird? Okay, let me try to, maybe they just thought I was on a break or something. Let me find some music. Let's play good old George Jones this morning.
You don't know who I am, but I know all about you. I've come to talk.
Alrighty. That looks like that did the trick. We were connected, but I reconnected it, and then that. Thank you so much, Sarah, for letting us know, because I had no idea. Yeah, Tara confirms that. Wow. Okay, you guys didn't even tell me. Where, Marshall? Why didn't you tell me? That's because he's in the U.S. Of course, he's not listening to radio. Stephen, good morning to you. Siobhan, yes, please tell me the days that we're not on radio. I was just saying that God's willing, this will be the year that we get our own radio station. Fingers crossed. We will be starting the process in earnest here shortly, and I'm going to give you guys some updates as we move through that. But I'm super excited about that venture. It's going to be a lot of work. Blake at the station's like, why do you want your own station? That's going to be so much work and it's going to cost money. And I was like, yep, I get it. But there's a certain degree of autonomy that CMR needs to have. It's not even a want in this political climate, in this world where free speech is constantly being attacked. We need to have that, because we can't be, it's one thing to be under the control, if you will, to use that word lightly, of a regulatory agency. But once you have multiple layers, you've got the regulatory agency, you've got the radio station. And to be fair to Bobo, we do pay for the airtime and they have been hands off, but sometimes you can foresee situations where things can happen. So you just are having, in my mind, to peel away the layers and put very little between you and the people and your free speech, right? So yeah, we're going to make that happen in the new year, 2026. Here we come, honey chow. All right. So good morning to all of our radio lands. Big shout out to Bobo 103.1 and Stingray Media. Abby, thank you guys so much. Strong Will. Miss Angela is here. How are you, honey child? Damaris, Patricia Blake, Debbie Bodden, Island Pearl. I see Island Pearl is one of the ones watching the vertical YouTube channel. So don't forget now, you have two options on YouTube in particular. You can, and the Instagrammers will notice that it now looks different over the last month or so on how our feed is showing up for them. So it's like a proper vertical feed that has been introduced. And so on YouTube, you can choose vertical or horizontal, but they are two separate feeds. So I'm going to take my little magnesium here this morning. I've been taking this magnesium supplement. I would recommend it to you guys. It seems to be helping quite a bit actually with my foot problems. So I've been taking it. Let me show you what it looks like. It's called magnesium L-threonate, 2,000 milligrams. It's gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, and it has 144 milligrams of elemental magnesium, and then 2,000 milligrams of the other one. So check it out. I just ordered some more on Amazon, and yeah, I would recommend you look into it. Find that it helps. And if you find yourself getting like cramps and stuff, leg cramps, different muscular cramps, I think magnesium is supposed to be really good for that. And so in addition to the magnesium, I told you guys that I've started taking, I'm not as consistent with, I'm not really a pill taker, so I do struggle with trying to even remember to take these things. But the other thing in my arsenal is berberine. Now this one, there's one that I've been taking that has, oh, I don't think it's this one, that doesn't have a really good taste to it, because I think it also has a couple other things in it, including like cinnamon and something else. That one doesn't really taste great, but I have this one, and berberine has been proven in clinical studies. You got to make sure you check the clinical studies to actually help to lower blood glucose levels, help with cholesterol, and may improve body composition, because you lower those things, it helps. So I am taking a berberine supplement. There is a guy I was watching the other day who was telling you berberine, you should take it like in very, very specific doses and specific times of day and so on. So I need to rewatch that to take some notes, because I think I can maximize the benefits that I'm getting from it if I'm tweaking it a little bit. So the berberine root is, yeah. So check out berberine. There's lots of research on it. You can, show it to you there. You can do it for yourself. Just make sure that you get good brands when you get these things, because they're not all created equal. They're like horse tablets. So a lot of times I keep them here in the office, because that's the only way I'm going to remember to take them, is if they're here in the mornings as part of my morning routine, honey chia. So if I leave them on the desk, my desk is a mess at the moment. I'm going to clear off my desk today. That's one of my goals for the day. Get this desk looking more. I know Miss Stacy's somewhere chuckling right now. She's like, the second you clear it off, it's a mess again. And then my year-end filings, I got to put stuff away for 2025. Tomorrow is the last day of the year. Yes, honey child, tomorrow is the 31st. So I'm going to create new folders for 2026 stuff, both on the computer, because I do save some things electronically. And then I have some physical folders. So lots of work going on around here in the office. I'm so excited. So as you know, there's a couple things coming down the pipeline for the new year that you guys need to be aware of. I think that the government should be doing more PSAs and ads around the minimum wage, because some of you might not know, but on January the 1st, on Thursday, the minimum wage criteria changes. So we've got a new minimum wage coming. It'd be great if we could hear some constant commercials and social media reminders about that. So whoever's in charge of that area over there in that ministry, there's just a suggestion for you. Of course, the NRA is part and parcel of the National Road Safety Committee, which has launched a micro-mobility public education campaign ahead of their January enforcement as well. So this is happening. January the 16th is the day when all of these, I always forget the name of them. What are they called again? Personal devices, personal mobility devices, personal transport devices. Everything from e-bikes, scooters, and similar personal transport devices are going to now have to have insurance. I've reached out to a number of insurance companies trying to ascertain who's going to be covered, how this is going to work. And so what I've gotten a couple of responses. And so I'm still chasing people, cognizant of the fact that, I suppose people are away for the holidays. But one of the interesting things about this is apparently some of them haven't yet put their mind to what it is that they're doing. So this is kind of interesting. I thought, okay, it's coming January 16th. Maybe it doesn't take them that long to put policies in place. I'm not really sure. But we did receive a response from Cineco. And Cineco basically said that they don't have a policy or rates or anything like that yet. So this was a CEO. Thank you so much to the CEO of Cineco for getting back to us in a timely fashion. He said that we've noted this requirement under legislation, and we need some time to gather all of the facts, review the legislation. Mind you, the legislation has been there for years, and devise policy wording, etc. So, okay. I mean, that's government, so I guess they better get on it pronto to see if they are going to be prepared. But it looks like a lot of these companies actually will not be ready. Like I said, maybe it doesn't take them much time. The 16th is still a good couple weeks out. And I would have thought that putting a new line of policies in place, new line of coverage, could take you a good month. But then who am I? I don't know. I don't work in the industry. So like I said, the legislation has been there for a minute. So there's some important messaging around all of this. And of course, under the traffic law, riders of e-bikes and scooters are required to be at least 17 years old. They must hold a valid Category 0 or Category 2 driver's license, and they have to ensure now that the device is registered, licensed, and insured, and comply with all traffic signals, signage, and road markings, and operate only where permitted by law. Now, I know that some of you saw the video that we posted the other day where one of them, and this was actually a regular scooter, I think, but they were actually on the sidewalk. And not for nothing, but on the sidewalk is not where you're supposed to be. Come on, folks. You don't ride a motorbike on a sidewalk or an e-bike now. You've got to make sure that you review the legislation. We're going to be having some people coming on the show to go through some of the finer details with you, but I was a little bit concerned when I saw that you guys were on the sidewalk. At least they had on a helmet, I recall. But on a sidewalk? No, 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 no. And there was like a cyclist right in front of them, a regular bicyclist. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, what a hot mess. You don't even expect to see that coming, right? Yep. You guys need to work on your road rules a little bit, because this is exactly what's happening. You end up causing havoc on the roadway for everyone. Okay, honey, chill. So, yeah, please be careful. It was a bit concerning that this is what someone was able to show us. Now, I noted your comments with interest, and I always do when you send these in relation to the fact that the person who was recording it was actually recording it with their phone and driving. Okay? Yes, we don't want you to do that. We want you to report it, because I think it's important for just even educational purposes, what you can and can't do, enforcement purposes, because, I'm going to tell you all the truth. We seem to be able to do a fairly good job of getting you guys to be relatively compliant once you know you're going to end up on CMR. But I agree that recording it with your phone and driving is not the smartest thing in the world to do. And so that could also get you a ticket and get you in trouble. How do you avoid that? Well, there's a couple ways in which you can avoid that. Of course, you can call me and just get yourself a proper dash cam, get sorted out with that. That would help. Or you can go the cheaper route. I'm always giving you guys options to save money. You guys know how this works. There are various devices that you can purchase for your vehicle that allow you to mount it to the windshield and put your camera, aka your phone, in there, so that you don't have to be utilizing your hands at all. So be smart about it. The other thing you can do, I'm going to show you guys one that I quite like. I've purchased a couple over the years that it sits on the dash mount. And then if something happens, you can just kind of press that record button. Trust me, the easiest thing is really to have a dash cam. I mean, super easy, because it's recording. You don't have to do anything. But, some of you are still a little bit hesitant to come into the 21st century. So I'm going to show you one that I really, really like. It has pretty decent suction. A lot of them struggle to suction properly because of the heat that we have to contend with here in the Cayman Islands. And so that is always a problem. But this is my favorite one. It's still a little bit tricky. It does have vacuum suction and stuff, but because of how my windshield is designed and the dashboard, it doesn't give me a lot of space, like between. It's almost like sitting on the dashboard a little bit, like it's almost touching it, but I can still put my phone in there, and I tend to use my spare phone when I do that. And then my primary phone is free and available. But if something's happening, you can get yourself a remote control. Again, you can do things relatively hands-free, and you can just keep it in recording mode as you're driving and actually just press that button. That's a workaround. But then in a way, it's kind of silly. Like, I have an extra phone for work purposes, because that's like my work camera, right? Is an extra phone that's all I use it for, is recording stuff for work and recording interviews and stuff. So I can justify that expense of having a second phone for that purpose. In the real world, if this wasn't my job, media, I wouldn't really make the recommendation that you do that. I would say, just get a bloody dash cam. So I have my dash cam, but there are other times when I might need to record for some other reason. So let me just show you guys the one. Like I said, there's tons of them out there, but this one I like a lot. If you people who have like these other, what do they call these, GoPro cameras and stuff like that, they can attach as well, because it has the what's the millimeter thread called? I forget what the millimeter thread is called, but you can do it horizontally. You can do it vertically. So you've got options. It has like a 360 swivel on it. So you can swivel it like in any direction. So there are tons of options on how to mount it, you know, and you can even use it like inside of your home and stuff like that as well. So you've got multiple applications for this. What I really, really like about this is it has a good suction mount on it because, like I said, unfortunately, the here in the Caribbean, because our windshields get so hot that a lot of these devices do not stay on. Yeah, they just, you know, bloop, the heat just makes them drop. And so you got to make sure you got a good suction mount, and this one does. And in fact, when you mount it on, you lock it in place, and you see the little green in the picture there. That is your indication that it is properly locked. It is red when it's unlocked, and bloop, turn it, twist it. Which direction? Counterclockwise. And then you lock it in place. So it's a good alternative, you know, maybe a secondary backup for certain things. And then that way, here it is again, you can do it even on like a side. I would not put this on the exterior of your vehicle. You might lose that phone, but they're showing you here that in theory, you could attach it to the exterior glass and then put your phone that way. I'm not so sure I would trust that mount, but anyway, I wonder if they've got a guarantee that if you lose it, if it drops off, they'll replace your phone for you. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm not a gambler like that. Although I do have one that has a metal mount on it where you can mount it on the front of the hood of the car, and then you can drive and it catches that view. I've never used it because low key, I'm like really afraid it's going to drop off. But that would be cool. I'm going to do it one day. I'm going to become more adventurous in 2026. Who wants to join me on some adventures? Mm-hmm. Now, my definition of adventures and yours is probably different. So let's be mindful of that. But an adventure would be putting an expensive iPhone on the mount of the car and capturing some footage that way, because I think that'd be really, really cool angle. But yeah, you know, the dash cam kind of does that already. Catches a lot of hot messes in Cayman. So look at this hot mess. Oh no, this is good. This is a good mess. So 360 swivel, and yes, you can do it vertical, horizontal. No, Shaka Zulu, you must have missed what I was saying earlier. YouTube, you can do horizontal or vertical. So you need to find the feed. There's 2 feeds out there now for both horizontal and vertical. And when I send out the video on or the links in the morning, I do the vertical link because I think most of you are very used to vertical and you still want to see it in vertical. So just go find the other feed. There's literally 2 feeds on YouTube. One is vertical and one is horizontal, and you can pick the vertical feed. All right. Thank you, Sarah. Again, appreciate you letting us know. My dumb watch is waterproof and still on my wrist, says Miss Barbara. Yeah, they got these smart watches now, folks. A lot of you got stuff for Christmas. You got the new Fandango phones. Maybe you went to Digicel, got yourself a new iPhone, or bought an iPhone for your loved ones. Please, I'm begging you guys, turn on your Find My option. Okay. I know you're so excited. I'm the same way when you get a new phone. I'm always like, Marlon, just transfer everything for me. I'm ready to use it right now. And he's like, pump the brakes. We got to do it the right way. We have to transfer, you know, all of your stuff and all of your apps and your 2FA and your this and your that. Like, it takes a while for me because I have so much stuff on these phones. It takes a while for me to do my proper transfer, right? So yes, I have to do that the proper way, and he, you know, takes his time doing it for me. The great thing I love about iPhones, I'm not really an Android person, is that it transfers like everything over and it keeps all of your stuff properly organized. So if I have, because I do have a lot of apps, right? I'm going to just show you guys. Let me see if I can remember how to do, oh Lord, every single time I want to share my phone, I'm trying to remember how to do it because I don't do it enough. Let me see. So what's it called? Okay. Let me see if I can remember. So, yes, mirroring my phone. There's a way to do it from the computer, but I can never remember how to do it because I don't do it a lot of times. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning. This is Ricardo Moore.
Mr. Moore, good morning. How are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, if you have my picture up, I would come in. What's that all about?
Can I call you back in about 5 to 10 minutes? So Can I call you back in about 5 to 10 minutes? We're coming to you. I have some questions for you, but we're coming to you.
No, so we can't talk no, man, because that's not me. I don't know why I go and find that. So we can't talk no.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Mr. Ricardo Moore, did you recently purchase a vehicle from a gentleman that you still owe money to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he reached out to us because you have been ghosting him and he's not been able to get a hold of you.
All right. Me can ask that question?
Yeah, absolutely.
The vehicle is, if I asked the guy to turn over the paper into my name, right? He said that when he finds time. So tell me now, how can you do a business like that?
All right. So you do know that I have all the screenshots of the conversations between you and him, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so you have the paperwork for the vehicle?
Of course we have the paperwork for the vehicle.
So that's all you need to put it in your name and transfer it. So what else do you think?
Listen, there's no way you can do a business and pay all of your money and the person fail to transfer the vehicle in your name. I transfer the vehicle out of his name.
Ricardo.
This is a serious problem, you know. I'm only alerting everything to you, you know. Because he have my number, he could give him a number.
Ricardo.
So
Hold
I'm
on.
just going by the police station now to clarify myself.
All right.
And everything.
You need to do some clarification because if you have the actual logbook, you have everything you need to transfer the vehicle into your own name. So what do you need him to do?
The thing is, he didn't sign out. He didn't sign. When I go by the tax office, they said he didn't sign.
So
he had to come and sign.
Why would you go by the tax office? And it's not called the tax office, it's called the DMV. But why would you go by there if you still owe him money for the car?
The thing is,
yes,
me and him make an agreement to go there. After we make an agreement to go there, right?
You made an agreement. I'm looking at the messages here, and I'm going to pull them up here in a second. You made an agreement that you would pay him the balance by a certain time, and you didn't do that. And you've even gone as far as making yourself unavailable on WhatsApp. I was trying to WhatsApp you yesterday. What happened to the WhatsApp for this number that you gave him?
No, man, the number in our...
Right. You see how this starts to look a little bit shady? Ricardo, come now. Work with me a little bit. If you were in his shoes and you kept promising him...
What I know, a friend, I work with them in my coworker, so me ask him, so me say, what do I talk about? So me say, see them, I forget to know my call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Ricardo, you can see how it can look a particular way when this type of behavior is happening. I've got the messages where you're promising the guy to get him the balance of the money, and then you're not doing it. And what happened to your Instagram account from last night? Your Instagram account disappeared. So you're claiming you only knew this morning that we were looking for you? What happened to your Instagram account?
The thing is, me not that bad on Instagram either.
Me hear nothing but excuses, you know.
Yeah, lad.
Yes. Ricardo, Ricardo, come now. You know this is the cold, hard truth. You better come good when you're on this program. Look here. Let me tell you something, right? Not only has your Instagram disappeared, and I was able to find it before we posted that we were looking for you, so you can't claim say you wasn't on Instagram up until last night at 10 o'clock, 10:30, because I saw your account with my own two eyes.
And the thing is, if you have, you have to sign up on the thing is, you have to find up on TikTok, man. Anyway, let me you can take them a picture now. Let me call the guy, right?
Go and pay the guy, and I'm gonna think about it.
Huh?
Pay the guy in full, and I'm gonna think about it.
All right, cool.
Okay. What a hot mess. I wasn't ready for Ricardo yet, but he called. Wow. Okay. Now, you know when you get caught, that was Ricardo getting caught right there. He was trying to think. Here he is chuckling, thinking it's all fun and games. Yeah, Miss Shirley, you can hear how sweet that mouth is. If you don't have better sense, you'd get yourself in trouble with someone like Ricardo, because he gonna tell you all kind of foolishness. But like I told him, let's be very, very clear here. Nobody can't message me about a situationship. That's what these things are, honey child. Without coming to me and demonstrating the evidence of what you say has transpired. Now, you guys know that I had to, the guy who sold the vehicle, poor him, he's here in a work permit too, just like Ricardo. I had to say to him, boy, you really not handle your business properly. You know, you're not too bright when it came to this transaction. I'm going to tell you the truth. He didn't even know who he sold the car to. He doesn't even know the guy's name. I'm just sitting here going, what? You're in a transaction with someone, you take cash from them for a vehicle. I mean, it's not a whole lot of money, but still a couple $1,000 counts. And you don't even know who the guy is. All you have is a phone number. And then when Ricardo started ghosting him, you know, all of a sudden, couldn't be found. Ricardo actually turned off his WhatsApp as of yesterday. This is why the guy reached out to me. He's like, I don't have any way to contact him. He's disappeared from WhatsApp. Can you see if you can help? And I told him, I get tired of helping people who are not using the common sense that God gave them. So part of today's lesson is that you guys have got to be smarter. Ask for ID. When you're doing a transaction with people that's going to be a couple $1,000, you need to know who the hell you're getting money from. So you saw Ricardo's story started to fall apart. I love how he chuckled. That was his sign that, boy, Miss Sandy, catch me. I'm done for. These messages go back to November the 19th. So this isn't just yesterday that the guy was trying to get his money. So he was always going back and forth with excuses. And then at some point, you know, the guy realized that this man is not going to pay me the balance of my money. I'm going to be stuck with not getting my money. So he had all kind of excuses. See, November 13th, he said, hey, boss, what time will you be coming tomorrow? No response. He called him. All right. Then we have, this is how the transaction started. The messages go on and on and on, going into December. So he did send him a screenshot, funny enough, of the cash. And you guys need to be careful with cash transactions. The police have already warned you guys about some of this, but some of you are really not listening. Why on earth are you even doing a cash transaction with someone? That's how you get robbed. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Ricardo again. That guy should remove that
well,
picture.
Let me tell you how this is gonna work now, right?
Yeah.
You took him the money that quick?
Huh?
You took him the money already?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Because me tell him not come see me 12 o'clock, so me have my phone. The only thing me can do is tell my phone.
Okay, once he gets the money in his hand, I'll have a think about it. But here's the thing, Ricardo, he doesn't get to tell me what to remove from social media and what not to remove. Because he doesn't get to dictate what's on social media and what isn't.
But miss, what I'm saying is this does not look good. I'm not that,
of course
it
doesn't look good. It doesn't look good that you've been ghosting him and running him in circles for weeks now.
No, the thing, all right, if you understand, right?
By the way, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, thanks, no problem.
You see, we even know that your birthday was the 26th. You should behave yourself when you're born the day after we celebrating Jesus.
Yeah, so anyway, me catch. Me and the guy, we can add him back to the call.
Can you do what? Sorry?
Can we add back the person to the call?
You want to add the guy who you bought the car from?
Yeah, because me and him was just talking on the phone just now. So he said he was going to call you guys. But
Oh,
he was
well,
trying to.
we can call him. Hold on. Let
Yeah,
me.
add him.
All right, just hold on 1 second. All right, Ricardo wants to add this young man to the call. Let's go ahead and add him and see what he has to say.
Sorry, the number you are calling is unable to accept your call at this time. Goodbye.
Okay, it looks like he he might only be able to do WhatsApp calls.
Nah, man, you can call him straight.
Oh, I'm trying to call
Yeah,
him.
you can call him
All
straight.
right, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to call him and it's not working.
Because I was just talking to him.
You're talking to him straight? All right, hold on. Let me see.
Sorry, the number you are calling is unable to accept your call at this time. Good.
It says that the number I'm calling is unable to accept my call. All right, I'll get ask him to call and see if we can't join the
This don't look good. This don't look good at me. I can't make sure my girlfriend to decide if my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? That's what you're worried about? Why are you worried about the girlfriend seeing it for?
God Almighty! This don't look good.
You're more worried about the girlfriend than doing the right thing, but I'm wondering why.
No, but the thing is, you can't make a payment without. Remember, I already tell the guys I don't have no money. I tell him I come check him yesterday, in which something was supposed to turn up, in which it never turned up. You understand?
But not just yesterday. You owe the money. You know what somebody listening just said? Ricardo, it's sweet, it's sweet, it's sweet. They say you got sweet mouth, Ricardo. You sound like you could fool most people.
So me have sweet mouth. A person the wrong man.
Really?
Yeah, that person.
All right. He said he's gonna call in. He said he's calling. Just give him 1 second.
Yeah.
How boy, I mean, I understand how you guys do transactions, you know. No, sir. What a mess.
So when you guys put that picture up?
Well, we actually been looking for you from last night. You never saw the post from last night. That's why you took down your Instagram account. How your Instagram account mysteriously disappeared last night?
Me never depend. Me no know what you talk about. As I tell you, me no know about no Instagram account because me delete my Instagram account a couple days ago. So me no know.
Couple days ago. But how I could see it? Man. How I could find it last night?
Well, me no know how you find it last night because I delete that already. Yeah,
and
delete that already.
And why did you delete your Instagram account? I'm just curious.
No, the thing is, all right, listen now.
Okay.
And more you understand me and hear me out. That guy is supposed to get some money, plus me supposed to pay my rent. And the other day, man, Mr. Tim said the only option I have is to sell my phone. He said that he's not that cruel. He wouldn't allow that. Mr. Tim said, well, that's the only option me have, or me don't know, me have a try see if we can get something from someone else. Anyway, yesterday, when I'm a courier container, I look at 250. Him said to me, say, he will let me know. But anyway, after my link him said, he didn't really get you with anything or anything at all like that. I'm not going to tell you no like that. Guy keep calling me and stuff like that. And I don't really want to feel no way because I tell me saying they in a fucked up mood. Sorry about the bad word. I tell me saying they in a messed up mood and whatever. You understand? But anyway, the phone that I have is an eSIM. And to sell the phone, you have to automatically take off your account, take out everything. So that's the plan on me have now.
No problem. Switching an eSIM is easier these days than it used to be. It's easier to sell a phone now with eSIM because the person get the new SIM, they just take that one off. You can just call the phone company. That's no big deal.
Yeah, so So that's
But
one of the
let me
main
let me
reasons.
let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. December the 15th. You had time to go Cayman Brack from must be the December the 8th. If you have money to go Cayman Brack, what are you doing Cayman Brack?
I work.
All right. So you have money to go to
Yeah.
the Brack. You say it's for work. And you can't sort out this man with his money? Something don't sound right.
So it's all right, man. It's all right. You know what, to be honest, I know man, I didn't get all of that money then.
Boy, something not right. Let me ask you another question, because you see, I know a lot more than you realize, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you bought this car from this guy, weren't you trying to sell it to buy another car?
No, sir.
Oh no, my apologies. You were trying to sell your old blue car in order to get some
Yeah,
money.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's all right. Maybe you're not that guy. Like, you don't understand when me talking. In fact, you know, after I buy the car from the guy.
All right, hold on. This is him. Hold on. I gotta merge the calls, okay? Hello, Colin. Let me just merge the two of you together. 1 second.
Yeah, okay, sure.
All right, Ricardo. We have the gentleman on the phone that you purchased the car from. Good morning.
Yeah, Padam.
Hi, good morning, bro.
Bro, listen. Me and you make an agreement. Me say me I come check you. Me turn to you the other day. Me say to you, the only option I have now is to sell my phone. Right? You said to me, say you're not that. You said to me you're not that cruel or whatever.
No,
anyway.
Okay, let him speak about his. Yes.
It's been over one month, bro. You said you will come tomorrow. I don't have any. I trusted you. That's why I didn't took any of your ID. You were you acted so innocent. You might be innocent now too, but I don't know. But I waited for you for more than a month. But you said tomorrow. I kept on holding you. But at last, I didn't have any option. I could not even contact you. You said you will come by 12 tomorrow afternoon. But around the evening, I just didn't been able to call you. So I didn't have any other option.
So why this is a critical question here, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Why were you ghosting him? It's one thing to say, okay, you have rent money due, Christmas just happened. Everybody knows you're feeling a little something with the you know, the money you probably bought your girlfriend something nice for Christmas that you should have been paying this gentleman the money with. But why ghost him? Why not keep in contact with him?
All right, Miss. What the name is?
Me?
Yeah.
Sandra from Cayman Mall Road.
Sandra.
Yes.
Okay, listen me now. The thing is, I have two number. That guy have me two number. And as me tell him before,
but
the only option
have. Hold on. You have two numbers, right? The guy knows of the one number that you have been communicating with him primarily. How he gonna get your other number?
No, man, him have the next number because he called me on the next number. The second time I call him on that number. I tell him that's my next number.
I don't think I have your any of the other number. Second time you just send money with your friend. The second time the 400 you send, that was with your friend. I tried to search for your friend number, but I could not find on my phone number. So I had to take this step.
That's not my friend number. That's my number. That's my number. I call. That's my number. I call right then.
Your friend, that's the only number I had on the other phone, but I could not find it.
Well, better you see you can't find a number for them, but you have two number, and at the end of the day,
I never got.
So he contacts you by a primary number. If you're getting rid of that number or you're doing something like that number, wouldn't you think to say, sir, I'm not going to have this number anymore?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't thinking of that because I know he have my phone number because I contact him with my two number.
And even sorry, bro. And even after you could have just informed me before not using the SIM. What will I thought? I didn't have any idea.
And when was the last time that you messaged Ricardo? Was it yesterday morning?
No,
After,
I
after,
didn't.
yeah,
No,
last
no,
time
no,
it
no,
was
no.
yesterday morning before he didn't. I think he
So
threw the steamer. I
Padam
don't know.
messaged you yesterday before, and
No, he
then
didn't message me yesterday. He called me yesterday.
okay, and then by the afternoon, all of a sudden you're gone from WhatsApp. The phone is shut off. I tried calling it, can't reach you anymore. So you know, it kind of look away.
Because I trying to sell the phone. If you understand what I try to say, because I said it to him, you know. And whenever you're selling a phone, all right, listen, this guy, I tell him straight up what I tell this guy. I tell him after I try to sell the phone, if somebody come for the car, I will take the money straight to his workplace. He said no problem, take it there because I know where he works because I even have some stuff for him. And I tell him as soon as I get you, I come right to him.
Bro, and when I was selling, I could have sold the car to anybody else. You said you will give a bit of amount today and you will complete the payment tomorrow. But it's been a month. I would have sold the car to somebody else. They would have paid me on time. But anyway, I kept on waiting for you. Nobody was like one and you sold tomorrow, but nobody keeps on holding for more than a month, man. I trusted you. The only thing I did here was I trusted you, man. I trusted you till yesterday, but I could not hold on to myself. I don't have anybody to help me in this foreign land. I'm alone here, man. Where can I go? That's the only solution I found at the last Cayman Mall Road. I didn't know anything else. That was my only last.
He said this. We were his last resort because he didn't know how else to find you. And I mean, he'll tell you. Padham will tell you that I told him he was very stupid for how he did this transaction because nobody sells a car and allows partial payments, number one, for somebody they don't even know. They don't have an ID. He didn't know anything about you. I started to tell him last night where you work, what your social media handle, all this stuff, because he's like, oh, okay. All he had was a phone number. But you see, once we posted your phone number searching for you, there were other people who was like, oh, yes, he contacted me about a car. You know, he was trying to sell me his car and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So we were able to then track you down. So imagine we had to do all of that in order to get to you. So Ricardo, you were wrong. And I think if you just admitted you're wrong, you'd be a couple steps ahead of the situation.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm not going to say I'm wrong. Of course, I'm wrong. But what I'm saying, Miss Sandra, right? I'm asking, I'm going to pay that guy. So I'm asking if you could just remove the picture, please.
I'm going to think about it. Yes, I'm going to think about it.
Padam.
Yeah, boss.
I'm going to check it today so we can talk. Can the picture remove?
Okay,
sort out. Okay, so first of all, Padam has no control over what's on our social media platform, right? So he doesn't have the power to remove it or not remove it. He reached out for help. We gave him the help. We found you. So now he can get his money back. What I would suggest is you do the right thing. You get him his money back. You show me that you're willing to do the right thing. I'm in a very forgiving spirit right now because it is Christmas. It's still the holidays. So you may luck out because in most instances, the answer would have been a cold, hard no, it's not coming down. But you catch me in a really good mood this week. All right? So you get him his money today without any further delays. And then I'm going to, once he has the money in hand, I'm going to think about it on whether or not we're going to take it down. You've reached out. You tried to explain the situation. I appreciate you making contact, being as respectful as you can about the whole thing. But I still kind of feel like you're running a little bit of a scam here. And you know you were wrong. You've admitted that you were wrong. So let's see how forgiving Auntie Sandy's heart can be during the holiday season. Miss Shirley says, please forgive him. She said, you got a sweet mouth and you sound like you need forgiveness. All right.
Yeah, sure. So I didn't have any intention to hurt somebody or like slap somebody, but I know I think you also came to work hard over here and on money, and I know you also need to pay the rent, do the groceries. I think you need to send the money back home, and I'm doing the same, man. I'm also here from another country, so I just can't.
Just get him the money. At the end of the day, just get Padham his money, and I think we're all going to be good.
Yeah, we'll go on our own.
All right.
way.
So once you have the money in hand, you just WhatsApp me and confirm that you have the money, and then we can take it from there. Okay, Ricardo?
Miss Andrea, let
Yes,
me
sir.
know.
Yes, sir.
Now come clear and straight with you.
All right.
I'd rather just return back this car to this guy and let him keep the car or keep the car papers until I have the money. I'm not getting paid until the 8th. But as me tell you before, I borrow money from my coworker. If I get it, fine, I give it to you. But that's the only thing I can do right now.
Okay, so when you were just telling me just now, a minute ago, that you were going to get him the money today, and in good faith, if we could take it down, you're now telling me that that's not a for sure thing.
I have two options.
Okay.
I can sell the phone. Or bring the papers back to him. Or bring the car back to him.
The guy has sold you the vehicle. And here's the problem, Ricardo. Listen to me. Listen to me now. Here's the problem, right? You have now had the vehicle for a month. What have you been doing with the vehicle for a month? You've been driving it?
I'm working because I'm working in.
Yes. So you've been using the vehicle for a month. So you can't now turn around and be like, oh, I want to just return it. Find the balance.
No. Me never tell him I return back the vehicle with my money. I tell him I return. I give him make it no hand the vehicle. They hand the papers to him. Or if he need the vehicle until me can finish paying the $350. That's it. It don't look good for my name. It don't look good for me go to $750. No.
I mean,
$350 don't look good.
It definitely don't look good. I mean, I think we can all agree on that.
Me I tell you the honest of that truth. It don't look good. I know something like me what is man $1,000. Right? And $1,000 me with me no worth $500, $350. You know, look good. Me I tell you straight, no look good. $350. So take a look for me. Me know say maybe not tell you that me worth $350. Look into it, man. God Almighty see it. I know. Look into it in the phone too.
Yeah, no,
I don't know seat motor or anything at all like that. $350. Then take a look for me. You know, look good.
It definitely doesn't look good. And I mean, I appreciate that $350 for some people is a lot of money. So you committed to something that ultimately you couldn't afford.
$450, bro, not $350.
$450.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for me, man. I can't.
Padam.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, remember you have the car up. More hear me out too, you know. Remember you have the car up to 2.5, right? After me call him, I asked her what's the last price on the car. He said 2,000. So I say,
I said 2,000.
Well, I know. So I asked if I can work with 1,900. You said that's last price.
No, man, no, I never said that. That's 2,000. I told you. I think you said you were in Cayman Brad. You told me to hold the car for 2,000. I just hold the car for 2,000, and I hold it for like
anyway.
So all right, December 5th, you messaged him and you said, bro, to be honest, I don't going to have any money until next week, only to get the car, sell, and for sure, if he come later, I'm gonna make my wife take the money to you because I'm going back to Cayman Brac later with my boss. So that was December the 5th. We're going in now to almost a whole another month. And that didn't happen. So you have a girlfriend and a wife, or is the wife you calling a girlfriend? Ricardo, you have a girlfriend and a wife?
No, man, my same girl, mother, I'm live with here.
Oh, okay. Just making sure, because that might be another episode. But all right. So Ricardo, you said that on December the 5th. What happened since December the 5th? That's like almost a month ago. You understand what I'm saying?
No, reach a month.
I said almost. Today is the 30th of the month. In 4 days, that's going to be a month since that message. But you guys started transversing and stuff from before that, from November. So look here. Monday the 8th, he messaged you back. And he said, boss, you ain't get through? And you said, bro, I'm in Brock not coming until the 15th now. Be sure of the time with the money, but if anything come for the car, I'll get my baby mother to give you the rest of the money.
Yeah, but the car didn't get sold. I still have a car until now.
Yeah, so you see, you can't do transactions like this. This is where you kind of messed yourself up. If you can't listen, we all have issues. We got to balance our little budget and stuff, right? If you didn't have the cash to purchase the vehicle initially, you should not have purchased it.
Miss Sandra, listen now. Listen now. You're looking at it. You're looking at it your way. You know. All right, listen. When I worked in Cayman Brack, I was supposed to get the money that I was supposed to expect to get. I didn't get everything one time, so I have some roll back. You understand? So the guy said in January, you will get the full payment. You understand? So that's just the whole thing. Sometimes we all are human beings, and I guess everybody can look into things as well, same way, you know. So I just say, go. I say, I try my best today. Me there work still, so I only ask to put that in the picture. Me there work, and me check him today by either 10 to 12. And to be honest, no one want this reach no further.
All right.
So me ask please if I can take them. As bad as thing, you know, I'm a family person. My wife not gonna look good seeing that. My kids not gonna look good seeing that. My family member here not going to look good. Not if they not see it already. So me only ask you to grant me a favor.
I'm gonna think about it, but what I want you to do first is to actually get it sorted out, because it's not gonna look good if I go take it down and you still not get it sorted out, and then I have to put it back up, because then the next post gonna be even worse, Ricardo. So the focus right now should be on trying to get this sorted out by midday.
Miss Sandra.
Yes, sir.
I hear me. I hear me. I ask if you do a favor for me, please.
I understand.
I'm hearing you. That today. Yeah.
And you know, it looked like you went to a little function on December 22nd. I see you with a little drink in your hand. You dress up looking nice.
No, that's my staff work.
That was your little party. All right.
Yeah, that was a Christmas party.
Okay. All right, Ricardo. Try to get it sorted out, all right?
Yeah, man, cool, no problem.
All right, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. Padham.
Hi, ma'am.
What's the name? Sorry, Padham?
Padham.
Padham. I hope you learned some important lessons here about doing transactions. Okay, all right, Ricardo, you can hang out. That's okay. Yes, you have to be careful doing transactions. First of all, have you not heard the police tell people, do not do cash transactions? Because sometimes, I'm not saying this is what Ricardo was doing, when someone is giving you a couple $1,000 cash and meeting you at a particular pace, they will set you up to be robbed, because that has happened in the past.
Yes.
So you have to be smarter, right? You should have had a little something written.
I learned a very good lesson.
All right. Because, you know, it's all kind of mixed up story now. And as you can see, the truth of the matter is the guy actually couldn't afford it. That's the bottom line. Poor Ricardo. He was trying a thing. He trying to sell another car. He trying to sell a phone. He trying to sell all this stuff. Now he's trying to borrow money from his coworkers. Ricardo just doesn't have the money. And $450 evidently is a lot of money for him. And it's also a lot of money for you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So lesson learned.
Okay. And thank you so much for helping all the Cayman Marlboro team and you, Miss Sandra.
You're welcome, my dear. All right.
The only hope for you, the Cayman Marlboro, so I try to contact you and you help me out. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're most welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, and have a good day now.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Oh, my God. Poor Ricardo. I feel so bad for him. Sandy?
Mm-hmm.
Sandy?
Yes.
Oh, God, it's in my heart.
Well, you have $450 to loan Ricardo.
I'm not in Cayman.
I mean, some of y'all so sympathetic and it's paining your heart so much, just give the man the money. That's what I'm about to say.
The big I go home, trust me, and I have it. He's so humble, Sandy. He's so humble. You see, he don't want the disgrace. Oh, God. I don't think I'm the only one begging for him. I know the man needs his money, and it's scary because I hear him telling you one thing, say he going to do it today, and then, no, he definitely don't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants his name down. Oh, God. Want his family see him. I want the disgrace. It's Christmas now. Give him a break. If you have to put it back up, you put it back up. Please, I'm begging for him. Some of them will come on the phone and want to cuss you out and things like that. He's not doing that. He's so humble. And I don't think I'm the only one feeling for him this morning. Trust me. How much for the car? How much the car was selling for?
I think he said they agreed on $2,000 in the end. So he gave him a little discount.
I can't help none of them right now because
well,
I would need a car. Trust
all
me.
Right.
Seriously. Get my son off that bicycle. I need to talk to you about the bicycle because I understand it's a bicycle. It's an electric bicycle. It's not a bike. But we'll talk about that.
Yes, I thought e-bikes fall under the law. They're covered. All right.
Anyway, we'll talk about that and you help me tell me how to go and where to go. He is not a police boy. He lock up in house when he not working and 14 he carry to work and back. But we'll talk about it. If you can help that poor guy, Sandy, please. Oh my God. He's not the one come cussing you out and telling you this and telling you that. You understand? He's so humble. He feels so embarrassed. But I feel his pain, but you know how that goes. I think other people might be begging for him too.
Yeah, y'all better beg some money.
Try and work it out with him.
Help him get the money.
Oh, God. You're too bad, You're too bad. All right, and you take care. We'll talk about this back.
All right, honey, child. Okay? Bye-bye.
All right, okay. Yeah,
9362626. Yeah, you guys got to be smarter. Island Pearl says, I guess Padam was doing this transaction in good faith, but Cayman ain't what it used to be anymore. Once upon a time, we could do transactions like this, but too many dishonest people posing as trustworthy. Alfred Real says, Auntie Sandy, can we do a telethon to raise funds for the $450? Just a suggestion? No. We reserve begging people on this show for the most needy cases. And yeah, that ain't it. A car, that ain't it. Cece says, this sound humble to you? She's laughing. She's like, that ain't humble, girl. Just because he wasn't disrespectful doesn't mean, he wants it taken down. There's no doubt about that. And yeah. It's the ghosting for me. It's the you disappear, you go, like, listen. All of us owe somebody something. There's probably not a single person out there that ain't got a bill, that you're behind on whatever, but don't ghost people. Although I'm about to ghost one guy myself. I'm gonna tell y'all a story where I'm not paying a bill. I got a bill that I'm gonna refuse to pay because I need to decide if I'm gonna sue this guy, this construction worker, for his shoddy work. And so I did have him do some work for me, and I paid the majority of it. And I've decided that I'm not paying the rest because I'm fixing so many of his problems that if every month I didn't have to fix his problems, I would have money to pay him back. Thousands of dollars I'm wasting fixing his shoddy construction work. So I've made a conscious decision that I'm not going to pay the balance of the bill. Now I just got to decide if I'm going to sue him, which would be the right way to go about it. I should take his behind the court and sue him for some money. But I know he ain't got it. So I'm like, why am I wasting my time suing him? I'll just offset it against the existing bill. But I'm going to send him something in writing so that we're all on the same page. That's how you properly do it. You don't just ghost people and disappear. So he can expect before the end of the year, I got to wrap up a few things in 2025, and that's going to be one of them. That's how you do it. But if you know you owe the person the money, then you got to pay it. All right, let's vote. How many of you are feeling so sorry for Ricardo this morning. We know how Miss Lucille's going to vote. We know how Miss Shirley's going to vote. Y'all like, Miss Shirley wants to donate. She says, I could loan him, but fixing my Jeep. Lord have mercy. Miss Shirley, don't you get into no mix up thing with people. Loaning people money and you talking about you got to fix Jeep. You better fix your Jeep and worry about yourself. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Vote in the poll. Let me know. Should we remove it before he even makes the payment? That's the part about the request that I'm kind of like low key looking at y'all like you're crazy. Because there's no guarantee that he's even going to pay it. So, no. Kim Brock, Carrie says she would loan him money, but she's waiting on $14,000 to come back. Lord Jesus. Hello.
Hi, good morning. I'm sorry, I didn't know if I could call in this number. This is Padam.
Yeah. You're still on air though. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, ma'am?
Yes, good. What happened since we just spoke?
So he just called me and he just want to remove his picture. He said he's coming today by the afternoon.
Yeah, I understand. I fully understand what he wants. I think though that this is how it works. Number one, we don't usually remove anything. So he's lucky I'm even thinking about it. But more importantly, he needs to get you the money first because Padham, this is a man who's been running you around for over a month. What makes you think
I also ma'am.
Yeah, don't be foolish now. But I told him, we decide what's on social media, what's posted, and what stays. You came to us for help, and we have our means and methods of helping you. Now we've helped you this far. We need to make sure you get the money in hand before we do anything else, I think is the best way to do it.
Okay, so I'll just tell him that.
Yeah,
so
I think he understands that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just called me and he said, just ask them to delete that and I'll come you by afternoon and I'll make the payment today. So let's wait till he makes the payment then.
Yes. Yeah. It's so funny how he can call you now, but he wasn't calling you before.
Yeah.
When he owed you money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Mom, I got you.
Remember what you said. This was your last resort. You had exhausted everything else over the last month. I think you were very patient actually dealing with him.
Yeah, like I only had trust with him, nothing else. But he looked too innocent, like his face looks innocent if you are in the front. And he talks so sweet. So I just trusted him in that way.
Yep, sweet talking will get you in trouble every time. Trust me.
Yes, Mom.
All right, my dear. Let us know when you have the money.
Thank you so much, Mom.
Okay. All right, my dear.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. First Lady says, I feel his pain. Let's help him, please. Well, you can make a donation directly to him. Island Pearl says it's simple. The buyer tried to scam the seller of the balance, knowing that he didn't have his personal details. He thought he would never be found. That's the part that gets me. He knew he didn't have his name. He didn't have an ID, nothing. So he thought, this is going to be easy for me to just shut off my number. He's lying about his social media account because I saw the Instagram account last night. Now this morning, it was gone. It was deleted. Bro, come on now. Lucky Body says, I was feeling sympathetic at first until he started contradicting himself. Marshall says, I'm not feeling sorry for him. Like you said, it was the ghosting part that makes it look bad. Georgette is asking to see Ricardo again. Not a bad looking fellow, actually. There he is. Yes, sir. That was him at the Christmas party this year. He said he didn't want his girlfriend to find out. That makes me kind of low-key suspicious. Maybe the girlfriend, he's overspending on the girlfriend and doesn't want to say, I don't have the money. Y'all better man and woman up and say you ain't got it when you ain't got it. Don't spend the money in Christmas if you don't have it. Good thing that was not a court fine that he owed because he'd been northward, says Keith Orritt. True. Cindy, good morning, Cece, says Brenda. Archer, so who said he didn't exhaust all means of communication? Hence, his last hope was to reach out to Ma Road. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Sandy.
Hi, darling.
First lady here.
Yes, my dear child. Your heart is so soft.
Even though I feel sorry for this guy, I have one problem of my own, but you know, we're all human, we go through stuff and all that.
Of
stuff.
course.
But what I'm saying is that
it's really how you handle it.
It's how you go about doing it. That's true. Because if he was having a conversation daily with this guy, letting the guy know his situation, then it would be much better.
Because you
can
see
big problems right now. The pressure stress notes right now.
Because you can see how Padham is so he's obviously a very patient guy.
He's very humble.
And yes. So he's been trying to work with him. You know, he said, oh no, you know, you have rent money to pay. Even Padham was like, oh, you know, I don't want you to be kicked out of your place. So okay, after you pay your rent money, then you can check me. He was really trying with him, but you know, he just went about it the wrong way.
But Miss Sandy, my problem is that what I'm having, my problem now, because everybody have their own problem. No, I'll be my problem this whole year though, because I don't want kind of stress in the 2026. So my situation that I'm having right now is that I have two kids here, my son and my daughter. She attends John Gray. So I'm trying to get a nanny to care for my son, especially because I know my daughter, she goes to school in the morning. She don't come back home until like 6:30 because she do track and field.
You're trying to say that again. You're trying to get him a what?
I'm trying to get somebody to take care for my son in the day while I work.
Okay. And how old is he?
Yes. So he's 3.
Okay.
He just turned 3 a couple of weeks ago. So I'm trying to get somebody to keep him until he starts school. So the problem is, I had a girl that was taking care of my son. And to be honest, I was never comfortable with her. I was actually trying because the person that have her permit never really have any work for her, like on a full-time basis. I was actually trying to help. But Miss Sandy, this girl, she don't do nothing. She comes in the morning, she basically sits on her phone. Sometimes I come when I come in time, my son diaper needs to change, and need a change. So I am trying to get somebody on a work permit to care for my son.
Okay.
So when I submitted the work permit, they refused it at first, saying that I did not give them enough reason as to why I want to employ the person. So I did it again. I did the cover letter. I dot all my I's and cross all my T's. I basically went on a level where I actually explained everything that I have to go through on a daily basis with my son, especially because my daughter, she goes to school in the morning and she don't come back home until like 6:30 in the evening. She's not really that big issue because she do track and field. After school, she have her, extra things that she do. But my son, so I leave out in the morning like 5 o'clock, sometimes 4:30. I have to wake up my son early in the morning to bring him with me, to leave him by the restaurant and to go out and do my little deliveries and run around and stuff. It is kind of very hard for me to wake him up that early and to move around with him. If I have him on the road, I have to change him, I have to feed him. I can't do all of that in my car. You understand?
Yes.
So I had submitted a work permit to immigration. They said that I didn't give them enough reason. As I said before, I went back and I did a cover letter. I explained everything, everything.
Okay.
It was saying that I can get a company and that offer from company here. Most of the company here, they are charging me $20 and up. I cannot afford that. I cannot afford to pay $20 an hour. I can afford to pay somebody $8.75. I will make that sacrifice. Whatever I have to cut, relax, baby. I love you too. Whatever I have to cut back, Miss Sandy, to make it work, just to know that I have somebody that is capable enough to keep my son not being on the road working and have to worry about his safety. And if this is going to happen to him and all those things, I'm trying to get somebody here to take care of my son. I am willing to pay the $8.75 an hour. for somebody to care for my son. And when immigration is telling me that I can't get that service offer here, Miss Sunday, I can't afford $20 an hour for one of the company to send somebody to care for my son. So honestly, see, this morning I'm on the road working and I have to come because it's only my 2 kids home, 13 and 3. And I don't feel comfortable. My peace of mind that I have on the road, Miss Sunday, is so messed up because it's like every turn I turn is just my kids on my head. Wonder if there's okay, wonder if this. I know it's not safe to leave both of them here. I know that. But Miss Sandy, if I don't work, the only thing that I'm going to do is start punching to people, start begging them. And I don't want to do that. I'm willing to work. I don't have any problem to work. But I honestly cannot afford to pay $20 an hour, Miss Sandy. I can't afford that. So I honestly don't know what to do because my daughter is out from school now. School starts back in a couple of weeks. She's here with my son while I go on the road. And as I said before, every minute I have to be coming home to check if they're okay. This is not safe. It's not safe. I'm actually trying. I'm trying. As I said before, I am willing to pay the $8.75 for somebody to care for my daughter. But on the other side, Miss Sandy, I'm not going to take anybody to put in my house to care for my children, not knowing if they're going to take care of my child. The last person that was there with my son, I was actually coming back from off the road and my son was outside in the middle of the apartment and this girl was inside sitting on her phone. And when I said to her, why is my son outside? What if it was a police officer passing out there and my son was outside? What would have happened? And you were inside and you did not know that the little boy opened the door and went outside? I want to have somebody around my son that when I go through that door in the morning, I don't have to be worried if he is okay. And you name it. As a mother, you can relate. When it comes to our children, we say
someone has
have to leave them.
Yeah, someone has asked if you've looked into any nursery or daycare options.
I've never looked into any because I checked two. Well, I checked two daycare and it's almost $1,200, $1,300 a month.
Well, aren't you going to be paying that if you're paying $8.75 an hour now? I mean,
if I'm paying that,
so if you're doing $8.75 an hour, is it $8.75 an hour the new minimum wage? How many hours are you looking for someone to work?
Yes, and they will work 40 hours. That's basically 8 hours per day. So that would run me roughly $350 a week.
Right. So by the month, that's still $1,400 plus you got to pay for health insurance. So if you can get the child in a daycare setting, because then you have structure, you have people who are going to be teaching the child how to do certain things and, making sure he's on a proper feeding schedule. He's 3 years old. Is he potty trained yet?
Almost.
So they'll finish potty training him. There's lots of elements to putting him in a structured environment that would really be beneficial. And then after that, you could even look at the early childhood options. So what I'm going to suggest to you is maybe you try some of the daycare centers. There are some that are more in that affordable region. Risa says if you get to Miss Nadine's preschool, their fees are $600 a month.
Okay.
Another lady here is saying try Precious Gems. So there are
Precious
options.
Gems, okay.
Yeah. So try Miss Nadine's. I don't know where that one's located. There's Precious Gems. There is what's the one there in town as well? There's a couple options. So I would suggest that you call around and see who has availability and try to get him into a program. I think that's probably the most affordable and better option for him as well. So he's not walking out in the middle of the street. I mean, most daycares are not going to allow that to happen, right? So look around.
I would look into that.
Yeah. So Sarah says also check out Sister Janice. So I think there's a couple options out there. I know some of them, as Gabby says, some of them don't have space, but some of them might have space. So the only way that you're going to find out is you need to call around and try to see what your options are.
I will go ahead and do that.
Yeah? Keep us posted.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
if anybody has any that they know that there's an opening, please WhatsApp me, and then I can pass that along. Send me a WhatsApp message as well, so that I have your direct contact, and then I'll pass along those. But Risa says Miss Nadine's is part of the NCVO off of Smith Road, and they might have some availability there.
Okay, I will go ahead and do that.
Yes, and someone's asking where is the dad, because maybe he could be helping out, but he probably working too.
Oh, he's working because he normally left home before me, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I left. Leave after. Yeah.
All right, my dear. Hopefully those are some suggestions for you, but I think daycare is probably a better
And I will
option.
go ahead and check it out. Yes, I will go ahead and check it out.
All right, my dear. Thanks so much. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
So, these are the real life situations that people are struggling and that they're dealing with. But call around, because now with the increase in minimum wage, it's no cheaper really to have someone at your house. And, some of you might think, well, if they're at the house, they can also be cleaning and doing other stuff. But with a 3-year-old, depending on how active that 3-year-old is, he could be taking up a lot of time. And God knows, having him walk out and the helper didn't even know he was on the street is not a good look. That's not a good situation at all. So check out your daycare options. I mean, I had to put my daughter in daycare at 8 months, and it was actually the best thing that I did. Because again, we had a little nanny here with her. All she was doing was sitting down watching Grey's Anatomy all day. And, not that she was she wasn't a bad person per se, but she just wasn't engaging our daughter. So she was like holding her all day and making her sleep. When at 8 months, she's like interested in the world and she should be touching stuff and wanting to do stuff. And the second we put her in daycare, we saw a light bulb go off in that child that you would not believe. She was so alert and she was into everything and she was engaging with her peers, which I think in her case, especially being an only child, was also important, to be around other children, learning how to share, being around other babies. And they took really, really good care of her, and they had her in a schedule. And then when she got older into the potty training, they were so good with the potty training. I mean, I don't know if I would have survived it without them, but they made it super. Next thing I know, she was potty trained. And they're like, she's done with these nighttime diapers. Take them off for the child. And I was like, really? So, yeah. Sometimes, domestic, I can understand why there are times that you would want it. Now that she's a little bit older, we need somebody to help with the morning routine, make sure she's brushing her teeth, taking her bath, getting food, cooking dinner, doing cleaning. Yes, there's certain situations where it makes sense. But if it's just to mind the 3-year-old, look at some daycare options. Good morning, Miss Joy. Miss Lucia says, I don't want to get in your cobweb. I would never get out. God would have to dig me out of your hands. Me afraid of you. Lord have mercy. Georgette says, I will take care of him. Bring him west. Oh my goodness. Mr. Amelia says, don't we still have preschool assistants here? That is a financial option, but she isn't necessarily saying that she can't afford it. She's just saying that she can't afford $20 an hour. She can afford $8.75 an hour, but she can't afford $28 an hour. And that's why if you get an agency, I'm kind of surprised though that she's saying that immigration WRC is telling her must go get an agency, because most of those people working in agencies, they're on work permits. So it's kind of a weird thing, to be honest, but I'm not sure why they'd be telling her that. But listen, especially in the domestic area, you're not going to find too many Caymanians who are interested in being domestic workers. So immigration needs to be sensible as well in terms of how they're applying the law. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, Miss Brenda. You're calling me on WhatsApp today, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. No problem. You switch up on me today.
See, I am not going to do business on WhatsApp, but I certainly will make a call. Anyway,
what a mess. So do you think we should take down his picture before he makes his payment?
Well, you ignored my comment, and since you
there's so many comments I didn't see it.
Hold on. Since you asked the question, I believe that you should give him a chance.
Oh, you're so soft-hearted.
No, hold on. hold on. If he doesn't keep his word, then he should be reprimanded and by all means put his picture back up there and do a story on him. He was very respectful, he was humble. I don't think he was trying to scam anyone, as you said, as people said. It just sounds like he doesn't have the money. And yes, I can also relate to him not wanting his child or his girlfriend, wife, whatever the story is there, to see his picture up there. And remember, other people would see it as well. I don't know the man. I don't know either of them. But it's a good lesson that you don't dabble in things you know nothing about. And if you need to do something, you don't know how to do it, there are many people you can ask. So that's my answer to that. I don't know either of these people. And I'm not a softie. Believe me, I might come across that way. But please don't be fooled. Because that's a stock that you're going to lose very there on. But I would give him a chance. He did ask. He said he was going to pay the man, and he's obviously trying to get the money by the sounds of it to sell the car, the phone, and so on. I don't know what his salary is like. Maybe he can take something from that. I don't know. But he, like I say, he did ask very nicely. So I would grant it to him in the spirit of the season, and I would also say to him, now you need to give me a timeline as to when you're going to deliver. And if not, your picture goes back up and not just your picture, but a complete story of everything. So that's what I would do.
Okay. Wow,
I mean,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you must be feeling a little bit in this festive spirit yourself. I thought I would have expected you to say no. Teach him a lesson. No.
I am a banker, and even banks will give you a chance if you have a good explanation. Even they give you a chance. Okay.
All right.
God forgives us every day. Even if we don't know what He's forgiven us for, we get forgiven. So anyway, so if you would allow me, there are three things I would like to touch on with you. One is logic. The other one is flow.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Oh God.
I wish we had flown, but anyway. So I'm going to say this, and you or your listeners, please feel free to get me afterwards. Agree or disagree. I'm going to start with logic. Logic, in my opinion, it started out as Cayman 27, and we had no problems with them.
Okay.
Right?
No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. They kept expanding.
Okay.
The name changed a little bit, over time. And then it became logic. Then some years ago, they started kicking all the Caymanians out the door, with these little trumped up packages. Of course, I guess some of us didn't pay close enough attention to what they were really planning to do. And then all of a sudden, they sprung it on us, in my case, by way of discovery, that they have outsourced everything. So when you call their number now, you're not speaking to anyone in Cayman. You're being answered in Guyana.
This is Logic?
Logic.
Oh, wow.
Logic.
So they no longer have local customer service agents.
No, they do not. Call the number yourself. That's how I found out. And let me just add a little bit of humor to that. When the woman answered me that day, it was raining. We had lightning and thunder here. So I said to her, because I'm assuming she's in Georgetown, down on Eastern Avenue. So I said to her, are you getting rain down there? And she said, she said to me, that she said,
she must have well confused when you said that.
Well, I said, remember now, Guyana has a Georgetown also. So I said, she sounded, and I said, is it raining in Georgetown? And that's when the woman said to me, she said, I'm in Georgetown, Guyana. Okay?
Lord have mercy.
So I said, hold on a minute. Are you telling me that my call was answered in Guyana? She said, yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I knew. Not because Logic notified us,
Oh, wow.
not because the IT
Mm-hmm.
um, police notified us, but that's how I know. I couldn't
Why
take
you
every
say the
call.
IT police?
I was gonna
Off
call
right.
them. I was gonna call them IT
Urkel.
police,
Urkel.
but anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So anyway, now the problem with all of this is they are assuming that people are going to make their payments the way they want them to make them. Okay,
Okay.
which is by way of online payment.
Oh.
And even when it's done that way, clearly there are problems because then they have no record,
Mm-hmm.
not in every instance, but then they have no record of people's payments. And
Mm-hmm.
they say, I don't do online payments, okay? So that part don't apply to me.
Okay.
But still, I make my payment. And
So
then
how are you doing payments for your utilities? You're actually physically going in?
I am old school, Sandy P.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. I love
Mm-hmm.
me some paper and a pen with some ink, not
So,
fading ink either.
oh,
All
so
right.
you're writing checks
So I
and
would
dropping
say
them
no
off.
more.
Okay.
Just
All right.
remember, I
Mm-hmm.
am old school.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, and like I said, when everything was happening in Cayman, absolute. And let me just say, that is the TV I've had in my house for 32 years. Okay. Had no problem with their technicians. You call, within an hour they
Mm-hmm.
were out. And then all of a sudden, too, with that, oh, someone would be out in 48 hours. I said, what? I'm not waiting
Mm-hmm.
48 hours. I said, if you're not here within the hour, I said, then you can come pick up your equipment because by then I'll have some new TV service. Okay. So at this time, like I say, I didn't realize that everything had been outsourced. So
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
even if you have a technical problem, now when you call, the call is going to Guyana. Then Guyana's got to send an email to Cayman to get on to one of their technicians, and then they'll get on to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, um, like I said, you make a payment, and um, then they haven't received your payment. But why haven't you received the payment? Does no one check your post box, or you forgot all about that? Or did they
Mm.
check it and put it in a tray, and
Mm-hmm.
no one bothered to open envelopes and said, there are people that still do things the way they used to do it. And not because you've outsourced the business does it mean people have changed what they were doing. And you cannot
Right.
set up your business to only accommodate online payments. You need to also understand you're going to have people walk into your office and do cash payments and get a receipt. What happens then? Okay,
Okay.
so it goes on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another thing
Mm-hmm.
where payment was made, payment was received. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, forgot the best part. Now they do not send you a receipt as they used to do when your payment is received. Now they don't bother to send you a statement. You have to call to ask for the statement. Remember, they had already unilaterally
Mm-hmm.
decided no more paper statements would be sent. They would only be sent by email. Okay?
Okay.
Anyway, um, so payment was received, payment was applied to the account, but around the 22nd or 23rd of the month, a reminder was sent out
Mm-hmm.
to, pay your bill. This happened to me. So I called them and I said, I'm checking if you received my payment. Could you have a look on the account, give them the account number, and tell me if it was received, tell me if it was applied. Oh yes, yes, your payment was received on this date and applied on
Mm-hmm.
this date.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. So why then did you send me a reminder? Oh no, this is called at random. I said, you stop right there.
Mm-mm.
I said, you send them to the people who didn't pay their bill. Do not send them to me. This is clearly not random because that makes absolutely no sense to me. I said, and since you have
Mm.
somebody there sending out random emails, harassing people for a payment that was already made, why don't you
Mm-hmm.
use that person to send receipts for payment and to send the statements? I said, I think that would make better sense. And I said, if logic thinks that what they have done is saving them money, then I've got news for them, because what they're going to do is lose clients. So they can look at their balance sheet and see how much it made sense to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so that is logic, because I could go on forever about
Lord
this.
have mercy.
And
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I ended by telling them that
Mm-hmm.
I'm already, and was already, after the first couple of months of that, started to look into another provider. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
although I will say,
So for
I have to get
Logic,
the
you're
internet.
getting TV from Logic or internet or both?
I get my internet now from Logic. That is where I started out with TV.
Oh,
Back then
okay.
it was only them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so like I said, I'm gonna end that there unless you want to go back to any
No,
questions.
no. We do have
I
another
want to know
caller
one.
holding as well. So
Okay.
uh-huh.
So and then Flo is pretty much the same. And just to say that I actually went in person, made my payment to Flo. Now they're sending me messages telling me to come in to make my payment to avoid disconnection. So I hope they're listening to me. I made my payment. Please go and check, because I have my receipt. Okay. And do not disconnect me. All right. So the last thing I wanted to say, Sandra, I don't know. I didn't tune into you at 7:30, and I don't know if you'd said anything about it. But if you did, then you can ignore what I'm about to say. And if you didn't, I don't know if you heard of the passing of Captain Paul.
Yes, we did mention it. Very sad.
Okay. And so, well, I guess you said what needed to be said about him. And
very
you know,
sad.
so I know Captain Paul is a dear person to me. He's actually related. My daughter's related to him on her father's side.
Okay.
So today I would like to extend my condolences to the Hurlstons, and especially to Mr. Booth, because I think he's probably his only surviving first cousin or something like that. But you know, he will be dearly missed, and I certainly hope that someone will archive all of his records, because he's got, I mean, tons and tons of them. There's nothing that you asked him that he couldn't answer. And he still had all of his logs and everything, you know. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say, Sandra. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. All right, my dear. Thanks. We have a call on the line. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Morning, Sandra.
Morning, dear.
I wanted to ask you a question, because I noticed that most of the people in the comment section talking about take Ricardo's pictures down are women. I saw Ricardo about tweet. I just had to call in and say, right, like, you know, when somebody, for me, it's not even about the owing of the money at this point. It's that he tried to evade the man, right? When somebody owes you money, and then they ask for time or whatever, and then they go dark, right? It's either they know they can't pay, or they never plan to pay, or they're seeing if you'll give it up when it gets inconvenient, or they broke and they're trying to buy time, or this is how they generally operate with multiple people. Regardless of the reason, the issue is not the being late, it's the breaking of the trust and refusing accountability.
Yes.
Right? So, I say keep the picture up.
Okay, so you voted to keep it up.
I say keep the picture up, because I mean, look at it, right? Poor Padam couldn't even, and you know, I want to be careful when I say poor Padam, because Padam was clearly somebody very naive, right? He couldn't even get Ricardo on the phone until you posted it up. You know, so people, you know, don't be so soft-hearted or fooled by sweet mouth or good looks or whatever. You know, that like predators prey on naivety, right? They select naive people. And the moment you raise accountability, the predator disappears. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd call and give my 2 cents.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate situation. So, wow. And I agree with you. I felt differently even when I saw that even after we had posted him up, all of a sudden his Instagram disappeared. You know, he was obviously trying to ghost us, I guess, in a way as well. But it was already too late. We already had everything that we needed.
So and Padam, if you're still listening, look, I heard you when you were talking about, yes, he called and please take the picture down. Padam, you can't be like that in business. No, you gave him a car. He had the use of your car for a whole month, and he was evading you. Don't feel bad, Padam.
I agree. Thank you, honey chow.
All right, take care.
Miss Stacy brought me some nice crispy breadfruit. I'm so sorry. Most mornings I don't eat breakfast, but she must have heard my stomach growling this morning. Look at how crispy this is. Let me show you guys. You hear the crisp in it? Oh my God. So crispy. Look. You hear the crisp in it? Hello. Oh my God. Turn down the radio, honey chill. Hi, caller. You hear the crisp in it? Hello. Hi, caller.
Oh, yeah, good morning, Sandra.
Morning, honey. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thankful.
Good. Sorry, I was here crisping my breadfruit in people's ear.
You need some more time to eat? I can wait.
No. Go right ahead.
You can multitask. I know you're good at that. Yeah. I just want to make a comment on the situation there with what they call, I think her name is Sandra.
Which one was that?
Or Brenda, is it?
Oh, Miss Brenda with these telecoms. Yes.
Yeah, the service. Yeah. Well, what's happened is similar, and it is spread thin around the world. That's why we need, more guards at the gate, per se. I'll get to that a little later. What's happening is these companies are just trying. All these businesses is trying to maximize their profits.
Yes, they're outsourcing to do it cheaper.
Right. I mean, all the couriers, they too. I just had a problem a couple months back. I was tracing a package from the US and I had to call and find out what's up. I was put through to, I think, San Salvador. And they were speaking more Spanish than English. So I'm thinking, wow. I could understand a little bit. I know a few Spanish words, but geez, Thing is, though, in all of this, that's what's happening. If you look at all the services getting away, and with the increase and spread of the AI, the artificial intelligence, what's going to happen? You're going to see more and more, not less and less. Therefore, we need strong. I've heard it, brushed around over the years, and I just heard come up. I don't know the full extent where they're planning on extending, or just certain services, such as utilities and stuff like this, that they're going to actually see, that they're going to actually scrutinize. But the word that is missing in our development, the key word is consumer protection. We have nil. And I mean, something is terribly wrong with that kind of service. You just heard her talking about paying bills, and they're not even actually, issuing receipts. And Cayman's talking about a first world country. They'll get on the ball with its thing. First world countries don't behave like this, don't operate like this. We have to just can't develop in one aspect and leave the social, fragments behind, where we're far behind a lot of third world countries that has these things in place. So, I don't know who they're trying to appease to by saying these things, consumer protection, whatever. Yeah, get with it though. I mean, how long does it take to implement these things? I know businesses, rules the rules. You know what I'm saying? It's so much so more that special interest groups practically runs countries. And probably Cayman is not much different. So I'm only saying all of that until people become more involved in their future and their children's future, things not get much better, because things are set on money. What is it? That 99% of the wealth is owned by 1% of the people in the world. Okay. So it's simple that if people don't become much more involved and just think that they can just sit down and listen and somebody can be there all, put everything in place that they so desire, bring back the glory days, That
yes.
is really, really wishful thinking. Until Caymanians become more involved in their destiny, they can expect to be fleeced more and more and more and more. Because that's what it's all about. Businesses are looking, you expect to get mercy from the merciless. It's almost, it comes right down to that, you know? So having said that, you know, let's push to get some form of, you know, let's speak out to get some form of consumer protection. I mean, you know, it just can't be left to just, you know, the balance is too off. There'll be a lot of disgruntled people, and we becoming very shortchanged with services. So having said that, Sandra, if I could make one wish, have one dream come true, it would be for peace on earth and goodwill towards mankind, for now and forevermore.
Thank you so much, my darling.
Yeah, you take good care.
Yes,
you're doing a
it.
fantastic job.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And have a happy new year when it comes.
Yeah, I wish.
All right, darling. So some good points there for sure. I mean, the world, I think the thing is the world is changing at an ever faster pace every single day, you feel like. And it is challenging for some of us to keep up with these changes. I mean, like he mentioned, AI, this, that, and the next thing. I think El Rey, you know, Ronaldo works for Flow. And so, of course, they're all looking to maximize profit, to cut operational cost. And, you know, the irony of it is one way in which they do that is to actually outsource a lot of this. I mean, you know, I say, okay, is it, you know, I outsource stuff as a small micro business. Can I be in a position where I say to the big boys, well, you can afford not to outsource it, so you shouldn't outsource it. Everybody trying to, I guess, maximize their profit to a certain extent. So whilst we would love for them to hire Caymanians, one of the things that can very well happen, especially with the increase in the minimum wage, and this is one of those things that people don't always think about, right? Now, I'll admit, I don't think that companies like Flow and Logic were paying minimum wage anyway. You know, they were probably in the $9 to $10 per hour range, if not more, depending on the position. But at least for customer service, they were probably paying way more than minimum wage anyway. But having said that, as they look at operational cost, I think that one of the things that people will actually do is they will start to outsource a lot of it. It's been happening all over the world for eons. It's been happening, and it's going to happen even more and more. You know, I was speaking to someone recently who had got rolled over. They're from Honduras, and they had gotten rolled over, and they were back in Honduras, and they were telling me that the money that they were making there, they're making about $650 a month, US dollars, right? And I said, oh, wow, like what kind of work were you doing? Like I was curious. And they said that they were working for a call center for like some insurance company or something. It's an American insurance company, and they have their call center outsourced to Honduras. The workers are in Honduras, sitting there answering the phone and operating the call center. I was like, really? So it's not just India, the Philippines, you know, all these big tech companies. I'm telling you, every single time. The other day, I even called one that they administer the English language test, and the guy in the other line, I thought he was in the States, and I'm not saying physically he may not have been, who knows, but he had a very, very heavy Indian accent. And at times he wasn't always understanding exactly what I was saying. And I'm sitting there going, okay, then. So everybody's doing it. It is the way of doing business. You know, especially if it's customer service, call centers, you can have those people sitting anywhere in the world with the technology now and picking up a phone line. So it is what it is. Yeah. I don't know. What a mess. What do we do? But I think that there's a couple issues that Ms. Brenda raised. So having the call center outside of Cayman is one thing. She doesn't sound happy about that. However, the other issue is your customer service not really knowing what's going on. That's the bigger problem, right? That is the biggest problem, I should say. And so there's different elements of this. If you're going to have call centers elsewhere in the world, you better ensure that they know exactly what it is they're talking about, especially when it comes to people's billing situation. So there is also that as a primary concern. You know, I'm actually sitting here. I'll tell you a funny story. I have a customer right now who is struggling with something on their smart streaming box, and they're like, "Oh, Miss Sandy, I can't get this working." I'm actually doing a remote session with them. Talk about multitasking. I'm doing a remote session with them because right now, God knows what kind of show they're trying to watch at 10:40 in the morning, but that's not my business. They want to watch TV, and I want to make sure that they have good customer service. So I'm actually remotely into their system and having a quick look at what's going on. This is the world that we live in. The fact that I can even do this in this day and age is amazing. That's technology. We've been doing it for years, and that's just how it works. But it also leads to greater efficiency. So I don't have to physically go to someone's house every time they have an issue. I can just log in, have a look at it. And in most instances, if the internet's working, I can resolve their problem for them without actually ever having to physically see them. In the early days of that business, man, the house calls I used to have to make were next level crazy. I'd be in your house, crawling on your floor, getting behind your TV. Most of you don't dust behind the TV. Trust me. I see it all the time. Part of life. Sometimes I got to remember around here to dust behind the TVs. But, you know, this is the world that we live in. Looks like the internet kind of stuck the connection. So let's reestablish connection. Yeah. And, you know, I'm going to log out. Yeah, there's something stuck. So, All right. Okay. So yeah, this is the world that we live in. So I'm not going to necessarily knock people for outsourcing stuff because I think, unfortunately, you know, that's where we're at. But I do think that what we need to do is we need to make sure that when you outsource, you're not outsourcing for the worse. Like you're actually improving customer service, not making it worse. And things like billing, you have to ensure that at the end of the day, you're getting people's bills right. Like people don't want to pay bills and then turn around and find out that, you know, you haven't even lodged their bills properly. Yeah, come on. It's like, what? Lady D says U.S. Do have Honduras use insurance. Let me read that. U.S. do use Honduras a lot for outsourcing their call centers. Even Jamaica, they have a lot of call centers. That's how those scammers be getting people information because, you know, they be trying to steal it from the call centers. All right, we got two callers in the line. The first one ending in 8982. Good morning, caller.
Oh, good morning.
Morning, dear. How are you?
Yeah, not good. Not good at all. It's the same person calling back, Ricardo.
Ricardo, what's going on?
Yeah, Miss Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
I already promised you I'm going to visit the guy today. And yeah, there are so many people who've been contacting me. It's not look good, Miss Sandra. I'm asking you please just to remove it. I know I'm going to check that guy today.
Let me Ricardo, let me have a look. We put it up to poll for the people to help me decide what to do. So let me just have a look and see what the people think, right? Hold on.
I'm not a bad person. So
and I'm not saying that you are. Trust me. You know, people do things. So 75% of the people say no, that we shouldn't take it down until you've made the payment. Let me get some more votes in, and then I'm gonna still think about it. So I'm not saying absolutely no yet, but let's see. Okay, leave it with me, and I appreciate that. Yes, CMR has a lot of followers and people obviously monitoring and paying attention. This is why I tell people, try to be about your business and don't give any reason to be able to show up on CMR. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the call. All right, my dear.
So why can't you have it in your heart to remove it and instead of
I have it. I do have it in my heart that I'm even considering it. That's what I'm telling you. I'm thinking about it and I'm considering it. And I kind of wanted to just put it out to vote. And let's see what happens.
But what I'm saying, Miss Sandra, the more people see this, more people see this is the more this don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
The more people see this is the more, and in fact, there's no way I can scam a person, and the person do not sign out a care papers yet or anything at all like that. I can't sit with that. There's no way I can sit with that in a Sandra. The paper have been signed out yet or anything at all like that.
No, but the issue that we have, I thought we made it clear earlier, right? So
yeah,
backtracking on why you're posted probably isn't the best idea. But the issue, I said, trying to backtrack now on why you've been featured isn't the smartest move. Because, excuse me, I'm having a little bit of breakfast. I'm really hungry. Because the problem is how you went about it. It's not even the fact that you owed the guy money, It's the fact that you started ghosting him. You started to disappear. That is where the issue lies.
Miss Sandra, listen. If you understand what I'm saying, I have two numbers. That guy have my number. Me and that guy already spoke. That I tell that guy I only have two options for now. It's either when someone come for that car, I will let my wife take the money to him, or whenever I sell my phone, I will give him the money. But I'm not going to get any money until the 8th of January. That's what I tell the guy. You understand?
Well, I've seen the messages, and I don't see one where you told him about the 8th of January. I see where you've been telling him since.
No, but man, you're not going to see the message. You can't see the message through phone call, Miss Sandra. I call that guy. Up to yesterday, I called that guy.
You called him up to yesterday?
Yeah, I called him yesterday and tell him I'll check him.
But he was trying to message you yesterday, wasn't getting through.
The thing is, I get the phone that I have, that I tried to put on sale, right? I even go buy cashews yesterday, try to get the phone sale. That's the reason why I log out. After I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max. When I go there, they try to give me $450 for the phone. I tell them no. I tell them no. So she said the boss is not there. She said the boss is going to come today. So I tell him I'll check back. I catch up back with him today to see if I can get a better price. Yeah, but I know something like me. Me can't do, because at the end of the day, me already put in some in my money already. So and the paper haven't signed out. So how me I gonna have a car with the paper don't sign out and duck in the person? Look into it, Miss Sandra. That's not a scam.
All right. All right, my darling. Good. Leave it with me. I would say leave it there. All right. Huh? I would say leave it there.
They're going to still leave it there.
No, I said I'm suggesting you leave it with me. You leave it there and let me have a think about it.
Oh God, Miss Sandra, this not look good. I'm a family man, you know. I'm a family man, and this wouldn't look good to see if my family see this. I whatever. I have a few friends who text me about here, and I say I whatever. I explain to them. So before this even reach my girlfriend, I ask if it just put the 7 on my shoes. I'm not that type of person, Miss Sandra, but this not look good. Me I tell you the honest to God truth. Me mind it, all right, put it this way. If for the 2 days I'm gonna answer that guy, 3 days I'm gonna answer that guy. Good. You have all proof, but just Yesterday, me and the guy talk. Yesterday, I'm going to see my con check him yesterday. Jesus Christ, man, this is a wickedness, man. Yeah. Me mind, not even a day good. Because yesterday, me and him talk. I me explain to him as a thing. I want to go check him. But me just rectify out certain things first. I can't go check him without the money. That's the whole point. But at the end of the day, the car still not sign out. Sure, so me can't know. There's no way, and there's nothing me can do behind that. Because the car not sign out. The car not sign out, not all the car still in his name.
Okay.
Miss Sandra, I beg you ask if I can remove it, please. This don't look good, especially in my work department.
All right.
Believe me, at the end of the day, doing this now, it's my boss, it's not going to look good, can't look good. I think I will work.
Right.
It may not going to look good. It's not going to look good, none at all, Miss Sandra. It's not going to look good, none at all.
Yes. All right.
It's not going to look good, none at all. If I was that kind of, I'm definitely not that type of person. Maybe I work too hard for my kids. Even see this. When I see this, let me have to even drive up and work. Yeah, believe me, Miss Sandra, this not look good. It not look good. It not look good. And something I'm gonna explain to the guy, and I'm explain to him, I have two options. I have an next guy, I would mind somebody can take you and make I'm paying. Right? I'm not gonna sell my phone. That guy have two numbers for me. That guy have two numbers.
Well, you have to admit that you're only communicating with him with one number. And then when you shut that number off yesterday, and I still don't really hear, but anyway, you shut that number off. You didn't message him to say, hey, I'm not going to be using this number anymore. Reach out to me on this next number. So I think things are really, I'm hearing a lot of stories. But
me can answer something to you, Miss Sandra?
Sure.
All right. The main thing yesterday was, and to be honest, I am so stressed and want to get rid of this because trust me, that guy been calling me, and sometimes when you have somebody on the calling call, it's like it feel an impact on your head where sometimes you not even know. So to be honest, me call the guy yesterday and me tell him I come check him. Right? Me definitely tell him I come check him. He said okay. But to be honest, I never recalled. Should me tell myself, say, if me not get you yesterday, me not get you today. Can me even say to him, say, if me can reach out to him, we just left the money in workplace. He said, no problem, just leave the money at the workplace. Because that's the last place, the last time I leave the money, right at his workplace. So at the end of the day, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a criminal. Me go by my workplace, which are $400 and me go there, me check him. After me check him, me get to find out that he wasn't there. Me leave the $400 there and leave the game. Yesterday, I called him, see him, I tell him, as soon as I get you, if I come there, I'm going to see him, I just leave it by him workplace. He said, no problem. You have no problem with that. So why go ahead and do this now? I'm not run. I know something like that.
The guy said, this was his last resort. He felt like he didn't have any other way of trying to reach out to you. And I guess once he saw you're no longer on WhatsApp, the phone no longer works, he was like, what on earth is going on?
All right, Miss Sandra, the thing is, I understand what you're saying about the thing is, if me never said to him, I'm going to try to sell the phone, ask him, if me never said to him, I'm going to try to sell the phone, that would be a different thing, but I explain all of that to him and tell him, I'm going to try to sell the phone. So all and all that guy has to do. So, all right, maybe he's trying to get the phone sell. I'm not a thief, Miss Sandra. I'm not a thief. And as me say, look, when you see me a call, look good. Trust me, look good.
I mean, I agree with that. That's for sure. I totally agree with that. But, the quickest way for you to really make an impact here today is to go and get it paid. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Take a quick morning break. Find a friend who can give you that $450. Go and pay it. That would be my recommendation to you.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah, good. No problem.
All right. Cool. All right. We had another caller in the line. Feel free to call back 936-2626. Boy, Ricardo said not looking good. Ms. Brenda says take it down until January the 8th. If it's not settled, no, Miss Brenda. He is till today. Raymond says just tell the man the truth. It's not coming down. Well, I'm willing to consider it. Like I said, all in the the season. What is it? A reason for the season? Little baby Jesus. I'm willing to give y'all a break and take it down, provided it's paid. That's what I'm telling him. Go make the payment. Call a friend. This is when you need a lifeline, and you need to be able to call a friend and use one of those lifelines. $450 friend. Okay, honey child. El Ray says, brother, sounds like the CMR Mafia don't want your picture taken down. I think most people are skeptical of the story. They're hearing the shifting in it. And they're just like, listen, we're not saying you're a bad person. You just couldn't afford the car. And so, you went and took a car you couldn't afford, and now you can't pay for the car. And that's a problem. Sanita says, don't take it down. You'll have to deal with every wrongdoer. And this is the problem that I run into. Because if I take his down, everybody else can remember this. Be like, oh, yes, and they had a heart on December the 30th, 2005 at 9:55 a.m. She was like the Grinch. The heart started to grow. And so when they're posted, they're like, Auntie, can't you find that heart vibe again? And I'm just like, well, Alfred Real says now it switch again. He just not even 5 minutes say wife, now girlfriend again. Yeah, that part is kind of weird. I mean, if you consider her your wife, that your wifey, wouldn't you call her wifey all the time? That's why I was kind of confused earlier. I'm like, you got a wife and a girlfriend? I don't know. The whole thing just really went a little bit left with the storylines have me confused. So, morning, Raymond. He said it's called Consequences. Lady D says Cayman companies should be providing another opportunity of employment by offering work from home. I'm sure there's a lot of unemployed Caymanians who would love to work from home. It ain't a bad idea. Lady D, I'm about that life, actually. I mean, obviously, I work remotely. I mean, yes, it's my own business, but nonetheless, I think working remotely is a godsend. And so one of the things that you can certainly do is all these call center jobs, again, they're half around the world. You could have those people right here in Cayman operating your call centers. But of course, it comes down to money. Right? The fact that they can do it so much cheaper by having the work done overseas, that's exactly what they're going to do. So it's tough out there in the world. I ain't going to lie. But at the end of the day, I think that, these companies are going to be about whatever choice and option is cheaper for them. And so, yes, it would be great if they could outsource locally. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you don't have to have people sitting even at your workplace. This is one of the things that COVID taught us, to be quite frank, Lady D. COVID taught us that you could be anywhere in the world and do this sort of thing. So people can stay at home and they can still continue to do their stuff. But, it does require people being properly trained and having the requisite knowledge. But gosh darn it, if you can train people half around the world, Guyana, Nicaragua, Honduras, Jamaica, people can be trained right here in the Cayman Islands as well. So I'm all about it. Let's set up a Cayman call center. Just saying. Bonnie Lee says, move on with the show. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Sorry to call you back.
Now you're confusing me, calling different numbers.
No, I'm using the same number.
No, but I'm saying you're calling me on the other number now.
Did I call your personal number the first
Yes.
time?
I was wondering if you didn't realize what I was saying here, but that's okay.
See, I have CMR and I have you, but on both of them, in the company thing, I have CMR. So I guess it picked that one up first. Anyway, but I'm not trying to scam you. All right. No,
it wouldn't be easy to do. Not impossible, but wouldn't be easy to do.
No, and I was going to say something, but I'll let that one pass. No, I want to go back to this outsourcing.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't know if my point was missed when I spoke about it. I do not have a problem with whomever wants to outsource their business. That's the law in Cayman now, as far as I know. But if you are going to outsource it, then the quality of your service should not change. When it starts to affect your customers and the service or lack thereof that they're getting, then it becomes a problem. And that's what they need to think about. Furthermore, and I'm going to say this, we still got 3 years. That's one of the things I am going to be pushing and fighting for, that any Cayman Islands registered company, all their business must be operated here in Cayman. This deprives Caymanians of jobs. It deprives Caymanians of good service. It creates frustration. No one knows the level of frustration that a customer has to go through. And no, to your writer about babysitting people, I'm a grown-up. I'm a big crust-the-back, hard-back woman. I have never had anyone except my parents babysit me until I became an adult. And those days are long over. I am very much versed in what's happening. I might not work anymore, but I didn't lose track of what's going on in the world. And I can speak about any of those issues. The United States can afford to outsource their call centers, whether in the US or wherever. Even Amazon had their call centers outsourced in places like Jamaica. Okay? But they can afford to do that because most of them stay within the United States. So you're not even knowing that it's not the company itself that you're speaking to, it's a call center. When it's going to happen in Cayman, somewhere as small as Cayman, what these companies are doing, they're all growing rich off of Cayman and outsourcing their profits. They're protecting their profit line, outsourcing the business because they can pay slave labor to other people in countries that $600 is a lot of money to them. And we are the ones that suffer for it. There are companies right here in Cayman that their call centers are in places where the people don't even speak English. We are an English-speaking country. So even if you're going to outsource it, then at least do not make it be a language barrier at the same time. And what is so sad about it, when you call these places, they don't know how to assist you. So tell me now, you as a customer, where does that leave you? Eh? I can tell you where it puts me and where it leaves me. I end up blowing my top with them. And it's really not fair to them because they're hired to do a job which they're not able to do. They know nothing about Cayman. They don't understand how things work in Cayman. And like I say, who ends up with the shitty end of that stick? It's only the Cayman customers, whether you're Caymanian or not. You're in Cayman. And I believe that a big part of this problem is many people don't even know it has been outsourced because perhaps they're not paying attention. I don't know. But I'm paying attention. No one is going to force me to do what I do differently. When it becomes necessary to change, then I will change. But until I have the option to do things the way I'm used to doing it, which works better for me, that is the way I'm going to do it. And about operating costs, yeah, that's fine. But again, your customers should not have to suffer the loss of that. Everybody is complaining about the lack of service that they're getting. Look at Flow, the main telephone provider on this island. I believe they now have 2 offices in Cayman. You walk into the one up here in Savannah. You can only pay your bill, put credit on your phone. They can't help you with anything else. They're going to tell you to go down to Galleria, which is the only place, as far as I know, that you can go with a problem. You go to Galleria, and the line is going back out to the main road. And you have to spend a day there, and you still don't get any help. You know, they're expecting you to be the problem solver for their business. So how is that fair to the customer? Isn't it better that you go back to the old days where you have no phone or you have no computer and so on? It absolutely makes no sense. And that is my point. They can do whatever they are allowed to do to save and to make money, but the customers should not have to suffer for it.
Well, one thing I will say, Miss Brenda, is ERCO, aka OffReg, is always telling people to reach out to them with these types of concerns and complaints. So if you have, and I hear you very, very loudly, what I would suggest is you go to the website for ERCO, and they have a complaint section where you can lodge your complaint with them. They're the ones who license, obviously, these entities, and perhaps they could do with, some of this feedback.
Well, it's not for the lack of telling them, but I don't know that you will agree with me, but we know that OffReg wasn't doing their job for a long time either. And we know, at least I know why. Okay? So
yes.
I don't know.
Well, let's give them the benefit of the doubt now. They have a new CEO.
I don't know that it will change now, but I'm hoping that it will. But what I do know is if that law gets changed, that they cannot do this, it will certainly change. And just to move slightly to the right or the left, wherever, with this new law coming into effect now in January, I'm talking about the immigration reform. I already know of companies that for the month of December, what they were doing, they had already decided how many Caymanians, not employees, Caymanians, they were going to get rid of. And their jobs would be outsourced. Okay? They're not laying off any work permit holder, only Caymanians. So if you think it doesn't affect you, think again.
Well, I think anybody who gets laid off, it should be a permit first situation if people are going to get laid off.
But
anyone
that is
who's on a
not
work
what is
permit.
happening, because they're always finding a way around it. And then there are some who are looking for loopholes to bring lawsuits. This is why the law has to be put in place. The law has to be unshakable, and it's not going to be popular, but it has to be done. They can't do it anywhere else in the world. So why are they doing it here, or thinking that they have a right to fight Cayman down when Cayman is putting things in place to protect their people? That's the first thing we need to understand and support any government that will bring these things. So we've got one. It's not perfect. It can always be amended. And I believe it will continuously be amended. And I'm all for that.
All right. Leave me there. Thank you very much.
Labor is coming. So get prepared for that one. But in the meantime, I am not going to support nonsense. Okay? So I don't really care who wants to agree with me on that. That is my position. And that is what I was explaining, that I expect to have service, and I should not have even known that they had outsourced this business, because wherever it went, the people should have been able to assist me without me even knowing that they weren't operating Cayman anymore. And perhaps they might want to count how many Caymanians were pushed out the door at Logic. And they're not just pushed out the door, they're pushed out the door with no benefits. They then become the ward of the Cayman Islands government. They now have to provide health insurance for them, and perhaps even help them with stipends to continue to live. That's what we have come to. This should not be. Think about it. Before you criticize one person for bringing it up. Think about how it affects Caymanians. And I'm speaking now for Caymanians, because any work permit holder that is here by choice. No one has forced them to be here, and no one is going to sell me the bag of garbage that a Caymanian couldn't fill the job. It's not that they couldn't fill the job. They're not being given a chance to fill the job. Some of them are not.
Okay, leave me there, Miss Brenda.
To work. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, folks. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think you're going to stop call centers. I think it's Carrie that said make them pay higher permit fees or something like that. I mean, at some point, you're not going to stop them anyway. I mean, or make them pay higher, I guess, licensing fees to outsource the call centers. Salvin says go to the competition. That's what I would suggest. Sometimes that's how you got to talk with your money. So when you're not happy with these organizations or companies, they do have competitors that maybe are doing a better job, maybe not. I mean, maybe they're on the same boat. I'm not really sure. I heard Zeus just now squeaking his little toy outside my door. That's so funny. He's right out there waiting for me to open the door. Carrie's complaining about Flow for phones that they do not fix. They bring used equipment and make you pay for it. Which used equipment? What phones are you talking about? Mobile phones? I'm pretty sure Flow not selling their used mobile phones. Lady D says all registered companies should be held under the labor law, even for remote working positions. But how is the labor law in Cayman going to apply to someone working in Guyana or India or Honduras? That doesn't make any sense, Lady D. We can barely have it apply for the people who are physically in this jurisdiction. But a law can't work that way. So if someone is working remotely outside of your jurisdiction, your laws can't apply to them. Good morning, caller.
I heard you call my name. Good morning. How you doing?
Hello, Carrie and Tamalu.
Oh, yeah, she's right here watching. Trust me, her ears perked up the minute you called her name. Anyways, okay, my point about this, I remember years ago when they started to outsource the operators, when you would call Flow, when you were cable and wireless, and you call them and the operators, it was going to some of the country. I think it was going to Jamaica originally. Anyways, my point about call centers is this. We are a very small jurisdiction. And the problem with some of the telecom companies is they just center around the Cayman Islands while they're regional as well. They're regional. But they look only at the one dot out here, the three dots out here in the Caribbean, and figure we're going to milk these 3 islands as much as we can with as little that we need to utilize to do that with. And by taking jobs away from our people, outsourcing them overseas, you have no idea how difficult it was. And I think they sent it to, I think they moved it to some Spanish country. I can't remember, Puerto Rico maybe? I don't know, one of them. And you could hardly understand the people. They were talking to you and you were trying to explain your situation. Like Ms. Brenda, I remember one day I didn't know they had a source anything. I'm like, how y'all doing over there today? What my cousin doing? And they're like, well, it was hilarious. Call centers are important for these types of businesses. They know that. And
you can't get away.
A lot of people to operate these call centers.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with it.
Tell me, why is it we can't maintain that aspect attached to every license? We got a telecom operator in this country. You don't need 20 people to do it. You might put 5 the most and rotate them or whatever. But the mere fact that you're taking jobs out of our country and giving them to others, and you're making money in our country, utilizing our country to profit off of it, and not pay the dues that you need to do, which is ensure that you have given jobs to our people as well in this country while you're making a ton of money in this country. We have the worst service in Canada. Has Allfrag or what is now? Could have changed their name like they changed their underwear. They don't even come to the bracket and ask none of the consumers up here about the telecom services and how badly we are treated up here. we have 5G, but then minus whatever that is supposed to represent, I don't know, but it's not better than what we had. It's basically the same. All they did was paint over the rest of the car, made it look brand new, and we still got the same service going on. Telecoms in this country need to be regulated more harshly than they are. If they don't want to self-regulate, then we can harshly regulate them. And Offreg or whoever it is it Offreg or is it what do you call this?
Orco. Yeah.
Urco.
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever it is that they're not doing, they need to start doing, because that department to me seems like they're very, very racist, biased, and prejudiced. They only act on situations depending on who you are. I've seen that up here, especially with so many people writing to them about complaints about telecom service, complaints about
we have another caller, so let me grab that one.
You can hold on a sec. I know you gotta go. I will wrap it up. But my point is this: if you're going to have a call center attached to your license, then you must make sure that some of those individuals for that call center, you don't want the whole amount of individuals to be located in our country. Well, we'll take 5, and you can have our 100 in another country. But you can't just isolate and say, no, we're not having no call center here. I'm sorry, not gonna happen. And they, OREG or Worko, whatever, they need to get off of their hot seats and deal with that and stop making the people of this country, which are the consumers, be abused by telecom providers. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.
All right. Caller, please do call us back. What a mess. Well, telecom companies sound like y'all got some work to do. Let me see who this is calling me. Tap for reason for call. I like this. Charlie. Who the hell's Charlie? Charlie's calling me. Hello, good morning. I'm on air. Okay. I need to double check, actually. I might have one. Yes. All right. Let me send me a WhatsApp message to remind me, but I'll check and oh, you don't have WhatsApp. Oh. Okay. Because of your site problem. Okay. All right. Let me that's the thing. I'm trying to write myself a reminder so I don't forget. All right, let me check and see if we have any. Okay. All right, no problem. Yeah. Okay, dear. Thanks. All right. Same to you. All right, my dear. Okay, good. All right. She said she's sight impaired, so she was looking for radio. I'm trying to remember if I have any. Not sure. I'll have to double check. So she said she can't do WhatsApp or anything because of her sight. Oh, what a mess. Let me see here now. How do you chill? So, okay. Let me see. Hi, Janice. How are you? Outsourced jobs could be made subject to permits to be paid by the employers. I don't think you can do that, Brenda, because once someone's outside of the jurisdiction, your laws don't apply to them. And all you would do, Barbara, sorry. All you do, Miss Barbara, is just make people set up a registered company in that jurisdiction, which, to be fair, they probably already have. So when you think about it, let's work this through logically, right? As I crisp on my, y'all hear how nice and crispy that is? Say, for example, Flow. Flow has a regional office, and in each country, they will have a local company. So if they have a local company in Guyana, that's how they have those people employed there. You can't tell the local company in Guyana what to do. Or just because they have a company here in Cayman. So I think that, my apologies for eating in your ear, but I'm so hungry this morning. I think that you would really be overstepping to think that because Flow Cayman has a presence here, that they don't have another company registered in that country. That's how they're operating in that country. So you can't control it. I want y'all to understand that for a really, really long time, I think we're stuck in thinking that we can keep jobs in Cayman, that immigration is going to be the sole way to solve our problems, when in fact, the right way for us to approach this is to make sure that we are ready to compete even outside of Cayman. You know, when our forefathers used to go off to sea, they weren't just competing with Caymanians. They were competing with people all over the world. And yet they were still some of the best seamen. They were known, they had a reputation. Those shipping companies wanted to come to Cayman to recruit our Caymanians, not because there was some immigration policy telling them that they had to, because they knew they could find the best here. So I want us to be really careful and not water down ourselves thinking, oh, just because I'm a Caymanian, I'm going to get a job, regardless of what my skill set is, or what I have to offer the world. Step it up. This is a perfect example of how you're competing, not just with people in this country, not just with other Caymanians, but now on a global scale. And as someone said earlier, I can't remember who it was, said, Auntie, try and include these people in when it comes to AI, the technology. It's crazy. Soon AI will be the call center. It's already doing it with the chat stuff when you go online. That's all AI bots that are doing that. You're not speaking to a live person. You have a question and it's smart enough to figure out what your question is. And, give you an answer. And 99% of the time, you don't have to speak to a live person. We got to adjust how we see the world and how we're thinking, because the world has changed. Things are not the same. Things have changed for real. There's an app that I've seen that will actually answer your phone calls for you. It's an AI, like customer service, receptionist type app, and it'll answer your calls for you. And I don't know how effective it is, but it claims that it's going to answer your calls and take messages and give your callers information. I'm thinking, okay, all that and a bag of chips. All of that and not a bag of chips. All of that and a pate and a jupina. That's what's going on. That is the world now that we live in. So get ready. This is the real world. So Ms. Brenda said, based on your comment, then if the Cayman Islands registered company license should be suspended until they comply. But they're not doing it under that license. So, I mean, I don't know how you're going to force that. And let me be clear. The last thing that a country wants to do, and I've said that this requires balance, because, when we increase fees and stuff, because we offer so much more, most of those companies, the mutual funds and stuff like that, they're not going anywhere because they're here for a very specific reason. And it all comes down to money. But having said that, there is a point when you probably do go too far. And so if you go too far with the things that you are trying to implement and put in place, what I would say is that these companies will have no issues getting up and leaving. You think that they can't just have a retail presence here and nothing else? Y'all sit there. Flo has literally given up their headquarters. So right now, they have no headquarters, well, in the sense that their physical building. Remember the building there in Shedden Road, the corner of Shedden Road and Eastern Avenue? That's going to be the new RCIPS headquarters. The police are moving in there. Now, I don't know if they're just renting it from Flo or if they purchased it. I don't know. I think in that building, there's some bunker space and stuff like that. So they probably haven't purchased it. So they might still have the bunkers there, whatever that Flo needs, right? Their servers. But they have no staff there anymore. All their staff, and that includes the Caymanians, are pretty much working remotely right now. I understand that they are going to be, let me see what's going on here. Hit the edit button. That they're going to maybe be getting some additional space in Caymana Bay once that building is completed. But they don't really have as much. I see what I just did. They don't really have as much. 2, 5, 3. Okay. Trying to get still working on this customer situation on this other screen. Yeah, they don't really have as much of a footprint here as you might think in any event. So something to think about. Ms. Brenda says AI is just as incompetent as the humans that these jobs have been outsourced to. I'm going to have to disagree with you. There's a whole world to AI that a lot of you don't fully, and I'm learning myself, you don't fully understand how AI even operates. Chat GPT is like the bottom of the barrel. You think you put something in chat and that's it. Yeah, that's low. That's really low balling it when it comes to AI. There's a lot more that AI can do. There's a lot of resources. There are paid versions that can do all kind of deep research that you would be shocked at what they can do and what they can figure out and the things that, don't underestimate AI. That will be the end of you all as human beings, I think. Shaka Zulu says Apple is already offering such an app for iPhone users. Good morning, Miss Anne. A Japina, that right, girl. I want one now. Don't forget to pat it in the bag, Oh my gosh. So Tartarian says AI can't fix the plumbing, learn plumbing. Well, soon enough, AI will be, okay, I just resolved this customer's problem. Thank the Lord. Have a good day. Tell them bye-bye. So yes, it mightn't be able to physically be there yet, but we already have robots as waitresses. Remember the waitress I showed you guys last year when I was in Miami, and the little robot waitress came out with her food. I was like, Lord Jesus. But the thing that I liked, it was at a Denny's. The thing that I liked is they still had the senior lady, because, giving seniors a job, they still had her there taking the order. But there are already restaurants who are phasing that out. You sit down. Have you guys seen these in Japan? You sit down, you get a little console. You go through the menu, you place your order. That goes directly through to the kitchen. So I guess real people are in the kitchen cooking. They cook your food, and then the robot will grab the plate and bring it out to you. So you have to keep up. I'm just saying. AI can't replace every single job. There will be space for people, and there will be, people who have to appreciate how to work along technology. They will be the people who are going to become the most useful to you. Those are you who are fighting it and you want to do no, I'm going to do things like how I did them in the 1980s and 1950s and whatever. AI is going to take your jobs if they haven't already. It's coming. It's here. The delivery bots, right? Amazon is now dropping packages out of the friggin' sky with zones. Have you seen the delivery bots replacing DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers? Yeah, and guess what? The AI bot is not going to be spraying your food. Did you guys see this one the other day? That's not going to be spraying your food with, what was she spraying it with? She came out with some crazy story because she claims she's trying to kill bugs or something on the woman's food, made the woman like physically sick, whoever was picking up the food. Now she's been charged with assault. It's a hot mess out there, and then some. Oh, somebody just sent me a picture of a nice Jupina. Ay, ay, ay. You drinking that right now? Oh my God, that is so funny. I love it. Jupina right on the desk. Oh, yep, it's open. It is surely open. Where's the crumbs from the patty? Oh my goodness me. I got to show you guys this picture. This is so funny. They're like, I got my Jupina right here, girl. You know, I've never been much of a Jupina person, but I understand the obsession. I understand it for sure. There it is. There it is. Nice. Ay, ay, ay. Diane said, so what was the government building bot built for? I thought it was to consolidate all government under one building. May be wrong still. You know how many civil servants we have? Diane. The civil service is the country's largest employer. My apologies. And so if you take them into account as well as all the SAGCs, it's impossible to have all of government under one umbrella, like one single building. They don't have the physical space. And as a matter of fact, when they moved in, I think that they were almost at capacity because they supposedly were going to have people like SEMA and stuff like move in there. Nope. Isn't SEMA moving in? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't SEMA moving to that new building? What's it called? The new one that Frankie Flowers is building. Like that new section. I think I heard SEMA, somebody told me SEMA is moving in there. No, they don't have the physical space. And a lot of these SAGCs and departments are growing. So, oh, they've already moved? Oh, snaps. And so even less so. Mm-hmm. How will those suggested posts be filled with Caymanians having a 4.3% unemployment rate, give or take 2,000 unemployed, including the unemployable, of a workforce of 60,000? That rate is across the board. More work permits required, then you will be complaining again. Outsource positions is the only practical way, including AI and technology. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Listen, I'm all for let's try to fix the system here in Cayman. Yes, do everything to encourage people and to make people hire Caymanians that want a job, because some of y'all don't want a job. You want the money, but you don't actually want to work. And there's a difference, right? So as Anthony says, some people are unemployable for different reasons. And so, but when it comes to trying to put your long arm, your reach way over the, no. Listen, I work with people overseas for different things, right? And I have tried working with Caymanians to get certain things done here. And I don't even want to tell you how I could have committed murder by now with some of them. They're not going to meet your deadlines. They want pay up front, and then you're chasing them to do work afterwards. I'm talking about like production guys, like graphic designers, that sort of thing. Very, very frustrating, right? So I've for years now, I've said, forget about it. I'm going to outsource that stuff because it makes me inefficient when I can't get shit done by somebody sitting here in Cayman because they're going to do it when they feel like doing it. And the customer service is just deplorable, but they want to get paid. So I must pay them for the job up front. And then I sit around wasting time chasing them for, and I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of energy. And yes, there are people out there who do it way cheaper than you anyway. And oftentimes a better job too, not even the same job. So I said, to hell with this. I've been outsourcing my shit using these, and it's not that I employ the people. You just go online and you use a service and you order whatever you want. You need a video done, you just pay the money and someone in Bangladesh is going to do it for you. My voiceover guys, they're in the UK and the US, bam, they get it done. Not for lack of trying. I even used Quincy one time to do a voiceover, trying to help him out. I mean, at that time, I didn't know he was going to use the money to go buy a crack rock anyway. But, I was like, I'll send you the money. Can you do this voiceover for me? And it was like, Jesus Christ. So we live and we learn. But what I can now tell you, right? And I've showed you guys this just yesterday, is the jobs of even my guys, because some of them, I use them all the time. They're like regulars now, right? Those guys, even their jobs are at risk. Let me show you guys something. I just put in this image of this Jupina in this AI tool. And I'm doing a very simple prompt, not even anything complicated, because my brain is multitasking, so I can't think too much, right? I want to show you guys the before and after image. So all I said is drink that you would want to have on a hot day. That's it. I'm going to clue you guys in. So here's the Jupina. I need y'all to pay attention. Because if you don't understand the power of where we are technologically, and especially with artificial intelligence, Cayman will be left behind. Okay? So my graphic designers, I said this to him the other day, I said, damn, AI is taking your job. And he's like, no, poor little thing. No, AI won't take my job. It will make it better. Mess with you. Can you do this? How many seconds that was? 5 friggin' seconds to go from this to this. With a simple prompt. If I want to make it even more, I could have put in text, right? Those of you who are running a small business, you want me to do some ads for you? Link me. I got the skills. It's about the skills, the know-how, and the tools. Come along with me on this journey. Yeah, because we're going to be expanding our services. Somebody said, nice presentation. Of course, that's nice. And for me to try to explain that to my guy with language is a barrier. English isn't his first language. He's not that bad, but yeah. Look at how quickly I could do that. Now I could have put your little business out there, the little logo, coming in for Patina Jupina. That is where the shit is. I'm just saying. Get with the times. This is the 21st century, folks. Okay? I need y'all to stop complaining and understand the power of what it is that we're dealing with. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Miss Sandra.
Hello, boss. What's up?
Yeah, I meet up with the guy now, and I just making the payment now. So I just calling.
Oh, this is Ricardo again. You made the payment?
Yeah, I right here with him.
Let me speak to him on the phone. Put him on the phone.
Okay.
Hi, Miss.
Hi.
Sandra.
How are you? Okay, so you got your 350 in full?
Yeah. He's just here, and he said he'll just pay me now. He's here with me.
You have the money in your hand?
No, not yet.
Okay, get the money in your hand. Get the money in your hand and drive away, and then message me after you've driven away.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good.
Good.
All right. No problem. Hello. If you're paying the guy, then pay him the money. Don't put him on the phone before you give him the money. What kind of bamboozling going on around here? Anyway, y'all can get with the program one way or the other. You can either lose out or I don't know. I go and put this up on Facebook right now. It says, who feels for Jupina? As a matter of fact, let me add a little patty to it. Let's get one from the patty shop. Cayman patty. Who makes the best patties in Cayman? Again, all those imported in too. So I don't know. Let me try and find a nice patty image. Let me see. I kind of like this one. Okay. Kirks. Patty. I think I want to do one where you can see the meat. Okay, how about this one? That don't really look like one of her patties, you know. Oh yeah, this one looks good. Nice flaky patty. Aye. So I'm gonna say, oh yeah, let's add a patty to the image. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I want to add a nice patty. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hit the generate button. Let's count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 seconds and we're done. I'm going to post this up on Facebook. Say, who wants a japina and a patty this morning? 15 seconds. This is a good lesson in FAFO, right? Y'all keep messing around talking about you want jobs in Cayman, to want to stay in Cayman, and blah, blah, blah. This is one example of where AI is going to take your fucking jobs. I need y'all to comprehend the power of what I am talking about this morning. Let's not get left behind because of lack of knowledge. Oh, Lord, I think my mouse died on me. Hold on, honey child. Let me get the charger. So come with me on this journey now, because I done told you all that in 2026, there we go. Got to plug in the mouse still. Got to recharge it. In 2026, my sole goal is for me to learn to embrace and learn AI even more. Right now, there are AI tools that I could be using, but I don't know how to use them. So I'm putting myself in this same box that's going to teach me how to use AI to help me with my emails and email management and responding to emails. Soon I'm not even going to need an admin assistant anymore. Dun, dun, dun. All right, good news. Good news, honey child. Somebody said, wow, I want a japina and a patty now. Good news. The money. Oh, hold on, waiting. Hold on, waiting in confirmation. I thought he just messaged me, but then he deleted it. Okay. Somebody said do a Pepsi. All right. So y'all want a Pepsi? All right. Let's tell it to change it. I like this one personally. Okay. Change the drink to a Pepsi. Cold Pepsi, because you know the Pepsi gotta be nice and cold, and you can almost see the dripping of the condensation on the can. Yeah, that's how y'all like it. All right, give it a couple seconds. Perfect lesson read AI in the future in time for 2026 resolutions. Well, that's one of my resolutions. So let me see now. Ooh, honey child, the Pepsi look good too. Ooh, the Pepsi look on point. I know, I'd be doing the Pepsi too. Dun, dun, dun. And like I said, if I had more time, I would actually, change the aesthetics on it and stuff like that. Yep. Learn. Get out there and learn, honey child. Y'all are going to be left behind. Carrie sent me a WhatsApp. Which phone you sending it on, Carrie? I think you probably sent it on this other phone. Let me see here now. Hold on. I got to refresh WhatsApp on this one. Oh, Carrie. She did an image surrounded by cats on the beach. What are you supposed to be drinking? What is that drink? Let me show you the one that Carrie just created. She's on the beach here having a drink. Let me see. Where did it save it? Show in folder. Oh, it went to the downloads folder. Okay, hold on. Download. So here is Carrie's AI sample of the day, surrounded by cats and having a nice cold. I don't know what that is supposed to be. Cranberry. Oh, I was going to say it kind of looks like cranberry, but yeah, there you go. On a beach. Take that. Mm-hmm. Honey child. Mm-mm. All right, Ricardo will run you around. I feel like my headset is going. Oh Lord, I better go on Amazon, see if I can buy another one. My little ear, this one keeps tripping in and out today. Almost like I've been using it for years now, so it might be time for a little replacement. I got a new over-the-air one that's actually pretty good. Oh, hold on. I got some sauce. Hello, honey child. Morning. Oh, let me. No, I didn't because they sold it. I'll give everybody an update. All right. Okay, hon. So someone said I had cut the show short yesterday trying to track down my water cooler. They want to know if I let me turn the volume up on this one. If I ever got my water cooler. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. Mic check. If I ever got my water cooler, and the answer is no, because somebody had sold my water cooler. They said that they believe a customer took off the for sale sign and stole my water cooler. If that's you, if you went to Price Right and you saw one water cooler left and it had sold on it, and you took the sold sign off and went to the cashier, shame on you. But still, they should have taken it off the floor. They should have secured it in an area where a customer couldn't do that. And, that wasn't done. But them my peoples, so they're going to get me sorted out. So I appreciate Dawn, Monica, Woody, and the team over there are going to get me sorted out. But yeah, they don't have any left, so now they got to order. And I tell them I wanted that specific one for a reason. So I'll keep y'all posted. But yes, they sold my water cooler. The guy went to pick it up, and he's like, oops, water cooler sold. Diane, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I am learning so much every single day. It is just amazing. Videos. Now I can start to do my own commercials. You guys saw me doing some during the Christmas season? I don't have to pay anybody to do that anymore. I'm paying AI. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The AI tools are not necessarily cheap, but well worth it. Well worth it. As a matter of fact, how about if we do one with Zeus? Hold on. I'm gonna do another image. Let me create another image. The only thing with me is I wish I had more time in the day, because time is where I am lacking. I don't have as much time in my day to really sit down and learn, but I'm doing like micro lessons. So I'll take like 10 minutes and try to learn how to do something. I wish I had more time to do like my video editing and stuff like that. Oh my God, I would be so on top of it. So, hello, caller. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture of myself. Okay, I'm gonna say, hold on. See if I can take a picture. Hold on. Let me find a picture. And then I saw a lot of you guys are doing AI photos for Christmas. Those were your Christmas portraits. Now you don't have to spend money on portraits. So imagine how AI is going to impact the world of photography. If you can take a regular photo of yourself and fix it up where you're in front of a Christmas tree or whatever. These photographers now need to be thinking, oh shit, how is that going to impact our business? What a hot mess. Telling y'all, it's here to stay. It is here to stay. Honey child. Oh, look at this little cute little outfit on this dog. Oh, he's so cute. I need a good picture of myself. I need to take some more pictures so I can have pictures that then AI can use. Yeah, that's what I should do. Oh wait, I took some the other day. I took one in front of the Christmas tree on Thursday and Wednesday. Hold on. Let me find the Christmas photo of myself by the Christmas tree. And then I'm going to show you guys how we can fix that one up a little bit. We'll do a little. Let me see. Did y'all see me kissing Santa? Somebody made that one for me and sent it to me. I had to laugh. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. I made it my WhatsApp picture. Somebody kissing Santa Claus. Okay, so here we are. Whoa. What is this thing doing? Hold on a second, honey child. I'm just trying to pick a picture. My phone started to go a little bit wonky. Oh, it's downloading more pictures. Oh, Lord. Hold on now. Christmas. All right, so let's select this one. Okay, all right. Here we go. Have a blessed and most prosperous new year. Same to you. All right, so, oh, by the way, let me mention that there is, boy, I tell you what, that guy, he just sealed his motherfucking fate. Now listen to me. For those of you who couldn't see a general a mile away, let me give you the update. You see how bright this man think he is? You see, let me tell you something. I don't like people who think they're smarter than everybody else when it comes to having one up on you. You saw what Ricardo just did? Class. Ricardo called and said, I'm here. I'm paying him the money now. And you heard what I said? You have the money in your hand? No, not yet. I said, okay. When you have the money in your hand, then you let me know. You know what the man just messaged and say? So he went to the man workplace to put on a show to get us to take that picture down. He says, I'll let you know when he pays me. I'll send you the picture with the money. And I said, nothing yet? No. He said he'll come in the afternoon. For every single one of you softies, huh? Every one of you that was sitting here, oh, give him a chance, Sandy. Even me, in my own head, I was like, oh, I feel so sorry for him. You see what he just did? He went to the man workplace, called, I'm here now, I'm giving him the money. I said, oh, hold on, give him the money first. Leave the location, make sure you get out of there safety, and then tell me after, he'll come this afternoon. If that doesn't say everything you all kind-hearted people needed to know. No, sir. There you have it, folks. That's when people think you're stupid because you're too kind. That is what he literally just pulled on us. All of us should feel insulted this morning. And you know what? Just for doing that, That's right. He just fucked around and now he can find out. Even when he pay it, we not taking it down. This is not how you do things. If you don't have the money till this afternoon, why you gone to the man place for? Why are you pretending? Why are you calling me? Oh, I'm here now. I'm going to pay him. You've not paid him. You see how these people operate? No, sir. They think we stupid. Well, we not that dumb. I wasn't born this size. I got 52 years of experience, brother. What did I tell y'all? You see, hey, you see how stupid people think we are? Lord God, the man tried. You have to laugh. You have to laugh. That's how bright Ricardo think he is. And now he done F out. He done fucked around and he gonna find out it not coming down, bro. You gonna have to live with the long-term consequences. So Carrie says he seems so crafty when he called multiple times. Yo.
So Sandra.
Hey.
Let me ask you your thoughts.
Yo.
An idea.
Let me check the straw poll. That should now go up to 90%. Do not. My God.
So Sandra.
What a mess. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? So what are your thoughts on
peace?
An idea just popped up in my head. What are your thoughts on we doing a late show topic on how some of the women in Cayman fall for the sweet mouth?
My God. The scene where he just did that, that's how you get in some of y'all panties and fooling y'all. Same ammo. You gotta be smarter than these people out in these streets. Because now that was a smart one. You see how he did that? He went to the man place, you know? Get on the phone. Oh, I'm here with him. I said, okay, put him on the phone. Let me talk to him. You have your money in your hand? No. So what are you showing up to the man place for?
To make a show.
To call back to have me take it down and then you gonna get to him this afternoon? That's not what I said to you earlier. I said pay the money first. Once you pay the money, then I would consider taking it down.
But Sandra, you born this size last night, remember?
Hello. So him think. So him think. Lord God.
Laugh, sorry.
Jennifer says, I never believed him. Keep changing, trying to be slick. Well, I feel sorry for him now, but I hope he know that they're not coming down after that move. That is a low-key crooked move right there. Well, let's look at the results. 79.25% says no, don't take it down before payment. That's not even the question no more. It's not coming down again. You see, that will happen when I be trying to be nice to people, you know? They show their true colors.
They take your kindness for weakness.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
Well, he might get a whole show on the late show this Friday. So.
My God. Wow. El Rey says, yep, I get it. But when money's involved, no one can be trusted. And this is the messed up part because you know how many people, you know, I always get, I loaned so-and-so money and this, that. And I'm like, boy, take it from me. Don't do it. Don't loan people money because the chances of you ever seeing it again are slim to none. It's so sad that we have to be this cynical because of the world that we live in. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
I wish I was in West Bay burned down yesterday.
Oh, I'm trying to get some information on that house, you know. We're waiting to get some information. I don't have all the details yet, but yes, there was a house fire yesterday, but I don't have the details. Trying to find out more.
Where in West Bay?
Hold on. Let me see if the person told me. I'm trying to remember now. Oh God. Hold on. Someone told, I thought we posted it online. Someone told me. I'm just trying to remember now. But that looked like a tenement yard when I saw the fire. I was like, what the heck? Where was it that we said again? Lord, let me try and find the message. I'm gonna send you the WhatsApp.
one Northwest Point?
Sorry?
Is it Northwest Point or Watercourse Road?
Hold on. I don't want to give you the wrong thing. So let me just check my message and see where the person said. 1 second. It was Watercourse Road, off Watercourse Road. Yes, very shocking. But we haven't really gotten too many details yet, so I don't know much about it other than it was, it looked like it was quite a blaze. Quite a few cars got burnt in the process and stuff as well.
Okay, I'm going to call Mr. Danton now here and find out.
Yeah. All right, my dear.
Okay,
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard much about it, so the thing about it is the police department don't tend to let out any information, so I can't even tell you what's happening there. We'll try to see. All right. Let me see what else. Oh my God, did you guys see this story that's developing? 34 bodies have been pulled out of the same Houston bayous. So now they think that they probably have a serial killer in their hands. Well, I wouldn't be surprised about that because the US has more serial killers per capita than anybody else in the world. But the fact that the person has probably killed that many and has been using that as a dumping ground for what is likely to be years, and the authorities are only now finding bodies, Lord Jesus, what a hot mess. Keeping an eye on that one. Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. My apologies. All right, oh my God, Gigi said to me, Mom, are you still doing your squats? And I was like, I've been forgetting about it. We need to get back on it. What a hot mess. Thank you, Diane. The formula rule says the more you fuck around, the more you find out. Well, I'm sorry for Ricardo, but he probably didn't want that wife to know, but she gonna know it today. Wife and all the girlfriends gonna know that he broke and owing people money. Sorry for you. But that was a low key. No, man, that's a low key. That's a low move. That is a boy. I have to tell you, I'm very, very disappointed. No, he didn't give him no money back, Miss Brenda. The seller just messaged me. But he set it up like he had paid. But the seller said no. He told him, I'll tell you when he pays me. I'll send you the picture with the money. No, he hasn't paid. He said he'd come in the afternoon. So what are you calling me for to take it down? When I specifically said, call once you're paid the money. This person said, sadly, was waiting to hear intimidation tactic used on that poor man and worse on the public. Soon here came man versus Jamaica foolishness. My God. No, sir. Him slick. He tried. Never work. But he tried. Wow. And let me tell you, they would pay the man, and when he's going home, they would rob him back. That's a lot of them bad boys would do. They don't like to give money nor pay out. I'm telling y'all, be careful. Don't be doing no cash transaction with people like this. Oh my God. This person says, I was not surprised. Here we go. Let's read this one. Go vote in the poll, by the way. Let me see here now. This person says, LOL, except for me. Could smell the rat a mile away. My grandfather used to tell me, don't lend money you cannot afford to lose. That's absolutely correct. And my parents told us, don't lend nor borrow. I remember Oprah probably 30 years ago. I was sitting down there watching one of her shows, and she said, don't lend money. Same concept that you can't afford to lose. If it's going to cause an issue between you and your friend, then you can't afford to lend it. If you can lend it and it's like, okay, it's a loan, whatever. If I don't get it back, it's no problem. You're not going to look at them away. Because some of y'all write it off and you still looking at your friends low key like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I still need my $500, bro. So only if you can give it to them and not have it impact your relationship do you give out money. And I believe in that shit. I took that to heart. I was like, Oprah got a point. Even then, I was like, wait a pint. And I'm like, oh, she got a pint. This is the formula for fuck around and find out. Yep. This about sums it up. You should do FA. FA equals FO times 2. That where he and be getting this morning. Keith says, a liar is worse than a thief. Well, you know what Aunt Lotta used to say? You might as well put them in the same bag. Because she's like, if they got lie, they got thief. The thief, they got lie. Because it's a form of dishonesty. So don't make no difference. Diane said, Mom is eating breadfruit. That's squats. Right? I still got one little piece left. Let's see if it's still crispy. The crispiness is still there. Marshall says sweet mouth will catch most women. Don't trust a snake tongue. Trust and believe me. Well, I don't know what to say except no, sir. As I said before, he's brazen. Can you send me his picture? All women should now be worried. He can try and sweet talk the panties off y'all next. Oh my God. Miss Sandra, I'd like to warn the public about this type of behavior in driving. Can cause a bad accident. Also, I had 3 kids in the car and got traumatized by this. Oh my God. What the hell? No, sir. Ooh, and I see your dash cam caught it. Good for you. Hands free. Thank you. We will post that up for sure. Oh my God. These people are so crazy. What is wrong with you people? Y'all driving like crazy people. That's too much if he's intimidating the guy. Yeah, he got to stop. Miss Sandy, I ready to learn AI. Teach me. I don't want to listen. What I would say is, I don't want y'all to think I'm an expert because I'm a student. I'm always the student. I'm always learning. So, there are people out there who are way better than me, but I'm on a journey of exploration. 2025, 2026, here I come, honey child. All right, let's tune in tomorrow at 7:30. We got another scammer to talk about that we featured many times on the program. He is just ridiculous. This one, trust and believe. Lord God. All I can do is warn you all as consumers who to stay away from. Because unfortunately, these guys are not going to stop until they're in jail or deported. And we got to start deporting some of them now. That should be reason enough for deportation. And I don't care at this point in time. I don't care if they're married to Caymanian. Why y'all marrying people of this caliber? You know what I'm saying? Time for them to go. I tell Marlon same shit. He's not of this caliber. He's not that kind of person. But if he was to hit his head on one little rock at the beach and become a thief and a liar and a scammer overnight, his ass gonna have to go too. What do I want him here for? And not that sweet. I mean, it's sweet, but it's not that sweet to embarrass yourself and keep criminals in your own country. No, Bobo. You gotta go. Keith says, Happy New Year, scammer. Ay. That's a fine example of a collusion of two. No, sir. Go vote, honey child, if you've not yet voted. Well, he said we can find him on TikTok. Ricardo Moore is his name, living his best life. Took down his Instagram. I bet you he took down Facebook too. Let me go see if I can still find him on Facebook. Oh, he's still on Facebook though. Oh, Ricardo, you really messing yourself up, honey chill. Oh, he does have a little girl. My tweet, but you gotta do better. Okay, Ricardo, you got to do better, honey child. What you do is, somebody pointed out he was wearing some rings in the Christmas picture that he took. You can go and pawn the rings so that you can get your money to pay off. It's only $450. So he was working at a construction site in 2023. Now he says he works at Vigor Nursery. Boy, Ricardo, you mess up yourself, you know. I mean, I know what to tell you. No, sir. You're talking about you're worried about the girlfriend. Oh, see the girlfriend here? Oh, that's his little sister. Oops. Little sister photo. He talking about he gonna look bad with the girlfriend. He gonna look bad with this one, with that one. Not for nothing, but you seem to be getting lighter over time, Ricardo. As I'm comparing the pictures, I'm wondering if we need to be talking about some bleaching cream, because I see it. Yeah, she used to be darker. Oh, my goodness. What a hot mess. Oh, he got a little baby girl. She's so cute. Somebody been definitely lightening their skin. Well, honey child, let me show you the pre-lightened version just in case you can't afford the lightening cream. Might as well have that picture ready. Your little baby is so cute. Do better. Okay? Do better. Oh, God, he looks like a totally different person. Wow, that bleaching cream worked wonders for him. Yes, sir. Oh, my goodness. She's born in 2019. Might tweet him. Hot mess. All righty, then. Figure it out. Figure it out. Oh, I love this picture that he has up on his profile from 2019. One more. And this person says, wow, it's literally night and day. Before and after bleaching. All right. I like this. I like this. What he has up here, except you got to be real about it. He said, be a boss, marry a boss, build an empire. The Boss Files. Yeah, Bobo. All that sounds wonderful. Sounds great. Except you can't be a boss if you're doing this kind of foolishness. Right? Get that boss money, $450, just pay the man back. Shaka says this segment will give scammers a heads up to sell up before Friday segments. Today, not even Friday, honey chow. This was a FOFO Tuesday episode. That's how they excel. No proper education, says El Rey. Diane says, Happy New Year when it reached you, my liberal rebel. Happy New Year to everyone. Well, we're not liberal about everything, you know, certain things. Oh my God, please help me with my big scammer. Donkey years now, 15,000 Cayman dollars. Oh, Miss Marjorie. I'd have to know more details, but let me remind you guys, for those of you who own companies, because, you know, I don't mind helping individuals like poor little Padram, whatever the heck his name is, poor thing. I don't mind helping him, but when you own a company and you can be loaning out 15 grand, and all this kind of stuff, then you don't need the free services. You have to go to the paid services over at CMR Debt Collection Services. Shameless plug here. But in 2026, we're getting an office space, and we will be properly organized to take on your debt collection issues. And we'll do everything for you. We'll take them to court. We will seek enforcement on your behalf, the whole 9 yards. So yes, that's coming soon. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know when the office officially opens. I already have my business license, and I've already got a couple clients because some people couldn't wait. They're like, I don't need your office to be open. Go get my money, girl. So once it's open, Miss Marjorie, I'll let you know how we can assist you if possible. I need to know all the details though, because there's certain legalities involved with loaning out money and so on and so forth. So we follow the law. All right. Oh, yes. Thank you, Shaka, for clarification. I got you. You should do a segment on bank fraud here in Cayman and how the banks handle it. John LaRue, send me some information. Bank fraud. Oh. Shaka said earlier, this transaction is so third world mentality. Unfortunately, folks need to get with the times and stop being so backward thinking. Miss Brenda said, don't do business on WhatsApp. That's the lesson. I agree. It's not about doing business on WhatsApp, but you gotta check and verify certain things. I mean, I do business on WhatsApp too, in the sense that somebody WhatsApp me something for sale, and I'm like, okay, you know, but when you're a legit person, a legit company, you know, I have a business license, even for my dash cams. People send me, oh, I have to deliver one today. Let me message this customer. Whoops. Let me send her a message. Good morning. Let me see. Where can I deliver for you? Okay. All right. So these people, you know, they have to send money before I deliver. Yeah, and I don't want cash. I really, you know, I don't like to deal with cash, none at all. I'm not a cash and carry. I'm a make your payment online. But if you're like Miss Brenda, if Miss Brenda want one now, y'all know she's not gonna make no online payment. So she's gonna be like, "Can you take a check?" I'm like, how about that online deposit? 99% of the people do online deposits without a problem. And so this lady paid her money yesterday, and I say, send confirmation of payment. I check my little account online through my little phone app, make sure the money's there. And then I go deliver the dash cams. So that's all done online. I mean, I don't know who this woman is that's messaging me. Probably when I meet her and I see her, I'll be like, oh, hi, yeah, you look familiar. But she called and said, can you send me some dash cam information? I said, sure, no problem. Sent her the information, how to do the payment, account number, yada, yada, yada. Kaboom. She sent her payment, and now I deliver her dash cam. But I'm not scamming anybody, and that's done entirely online. So there are legitimate businesses that you can deal with and people you can trust online, but clearly Ricardo wasn't one of them. John LaRue says, I think it's time you invite Alejandro back. John LaRue, look at my little beady eyes. Is he still calling in over at Radio Cayman? Alfred the Real says, what your name is? You mean you haven't heard of me? Bond, James Bond. Oh, that's hilarious. Marshall says, we don't take down pictures or videos on CMR. It's a slippery slope. Don't do it, Sandy. Christmas is over, Marshall said earlier. What is his name? Clive Barker, I think, says he is dishonest. Don't take down the picture. This was early this morning. Clive was onto him. Anthony also said, I can bet with that picture up, my apologies, by the end of the day, you will have 2 more scammer complaints against Ricardo. He seems to have too much financial situationships. Let's bet. You know, Anthony, who he low-key reminds me of? When I first got the complaint about Judith Douglas and the apartment scamming, and I put up the first post, she was calling me and begging me, even had one of my Macfield cousins called and begged me about how, oh, Sandy, she has changed and she's a changed woman since she got out of jail and this and that. And I was like, really? Yes, Sandy, she's changed. And I was like, my little instincts, the little tingly thing that you feel in the back of your neck was like, Sandy, don't take that down. There's a reason why that woman want to come down so quick. And sure enough, kaboom. Pandora's box opened. She took money from over 20-something victims. Yeah, over $50,000, $60,000. That is why she wanted it to come down. So, Anthony, you have a point. Sometimes what they're scared of, it's not really the girlfriend, the side chick, or the wifey. It's because they're doing this shit to other people. And other people know that they owe them money and that they've been scamming them. And there's a long list of other people out there sometimes too. Oh, yeah. Now what's going on, Anthony? You were onto something. Desert Rose says, y'all like a little sweet talking and manners trick you. This would not happen if he wasn't posted up online. Remember that. That's true. He would have been calling and apologizing. You're right, girl. You're right, Desert Rose. So Phineas says, Sandy, there are people now that have nowhere to stay. Mama used to say, don't go in the dog house and don't expect not to catch fleas. Don't put yourself in hole if you can't get out. True. John LaRue says, I would pay too in the spirit of the season, but still waiting for Bank of Butterfield to find $40,000 that they allowed out of my account to fraudsters. What? $40,000? Oh, John, I think you have a story to tell me. You better what's up me, honey child. How the hell did that happen? You know, speaking of that, last week I accidentally made a payment to the wrong account on CNB, $850. And I'm still waiting for that person to give CNB permission to reverse the transaction and give me my $850 back. No. Okay, this person's trying to get more money out of me. Then all right. Okay. No. I paid my part of the bill. Somebody else is supposed to chase the rest. All right. I'm looking here at my email. Okay. Flo sent me a bill. Lord Jesus, them again. What they say? When is this bill due? Invoice number due date is the 19th. Account charges, mobile. What are these account charges for? I got paying a mobile XL charge. Why am I paying an eSIM charge? What's an eSIM charge? Sometimes you got to be scrutinizing these bills, yeah. El Ray, what y'all charge me for an eSIM for? John messaged me. That just reminded me though, I need to call the bank and figure out where my $850 is. They said the person was traveling. Y'all better pay me my money back or you're going to end up on Mall Road too. Vicky Joy says, don't take it down because others will want it going forward. He knows what he's doing, con artist. Georgette was feeling sorry for him. Hashtag team take it down, Ricardo. Hashtag team take Ricardo picture down. How do you feel now, though, Georgette, knowing what he just did? El Ray says, who thinks giving him a chance will only extend / delay the payment? Nope, says Shaka. Not before he pays. Picture stays up until he pays. These were earlier messages. I bet you Shaka's opinion has now changed as well. All right, I gotta run. There's no chump. That's no chump change. That's a lot of money. $40,000. Child, LaRue, John, you better talk to me about how the hell that happened. All right, I gotta run. You guys have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow. Tune in for another scammer episode tomorrow, unfortunately. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.